to the tools. If it's FS talk, you know they breaking all the rules. We talk giants, we talk gears, we talk that horsepower. Late night mock drops, we got that creative power. From interviews with legends to spotlighting the new, we bring that FS fire straight from the crew to two. Living life behind the wheel with a digital twist. Ain't no button we don't press, no trend we ever miss. Updates, links, and future plans. We got the inside scoop, no chance for scams. This is AgriBusiness, cranking up your farm life. From the field to the feedlot, under LEDs and skylights. Mods, maps, machines, they cover it all. Porches, kings of the farming game, standing tall. It's more than a game, it's a way of thinking. Talking shop while that diesel's drinking. From tractors to combines, dirt roads to drones, they build empires from screens and microphones. With every guest that drops in for a chat, you get the real talk, no filters, just facts. A spotlight on the builders and players who grind. They got love for the fans and the farm in mind. This is AgriBusiness, cranking up your farm life. From the field to the feedlot, under LEDs and skylights. Mods, maps, machines, they cover it all. Porches, kings of the farming game, standing tall. So plug in the pod and hit that sub. Roll out and style with your farming club. No fluff, just dirt, diesel, and truth. Straight from the FS underground on coast. AgriBusiness, rocking every ride with BDD, LT side by side. Whether you plow, seed, harvest, or buy, this is the voice of the farm life.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is AgriBusiness Tonight, a show where we get to talk about mods, maps, and the news. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day so far. I am, of course, joined here by my co-host, WillTGaming, the FS Encyclopedia. Will, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, just peachy. I'm getting more food.
Nice, nice. Gotta love it, gotta love it. Oh man, we got a little bit to talk about tonight. We got some new mods, some maps and stuff that dropped this past week, and not an absolute metric ton, but certainly better than a sharp stick to the eye. I don't know about you, but I'll take a mod over. What's that, bud?
Well, I definitely think that we got some decent mods this week, though.
I agree. I definitely agree. We definitely got a few pretty decent ones. Pretty decent.
And we got one that actually caught me by surprise because I never thought it would ever come to house.
Really?
So that's yeah.
Well, we will find out which one that is here in a little bit. But whoops, what happened there? Hey, stop it. Stop it. There we go. But we do have some chats out there, so let's go ahead and catch up with them. Of course, with the stream snipe, we got Rail Fanning Jonas says 5.0, 5.0. Oh, wait. Sorry, I didn't have my glasses on. 1.3, 1.3. Ah, Jonah. Don't get me started on 1.3 there, sir. You know I can go on rants. I've done it before. I'll do it again. Just don't. Ken, how's it going, Ken? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Jonah, I hope you're having a great one as well. Says, what up, people? What up, Ken? And we got Jonah saying, I love this song. You know what? I love this song too. Every single week, Will and I get to jam out to it, and let's be honest with it. Will and I, we tend to jam out to it a little bit more than everybody else. I don't know about Will, but I certainly continue to, put it on my car radio, and it's like, okay, I'm going to listen to it one more time.
I actually had someone reach out to me the other day and asked me if they can get a copy of that song, and I said no. Like, why am I? Because it's copyrighted.
I love it. Gary Miller, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says good evening. Oh, good evening, Gary. All right, there, good sir. What do you say we get rock and rolling with some of these mods?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do it. Let's see. First things first, let me go ahead and share this screen. Oh, you know what? I didn't. You know what I didn't do? Oh, hey, I did. Haha. Look at me go. It's like I'm a professional or something like that. Into the Woods is our first mod for today. And this is a map by David Merriman and is 129.7 megabytes to download. And I don't know if anybody here has seen my video, but I got a little crazy over the other day. I went a little ham and decided to just kind of spruce up the video just a wee bit. But for those who are not aware, we have gotten this map before in a different form. So those who are familiar with David Merriman may be familiar with Rolling Meadow. That map is basically Into the Woods, but in place of trees, we had grass. So it's one of those, basically take this, the same field structure, the same road network, everything mostly is the same. The only big differences were the kind of water features on the map and the trees. That's it. But I gave it a 3.5, approaching a 4. I think this is a pretty solid map. It's definitely nice looking. It's definitely got nice appeal to it. And the reason I kind of place it just a little bit higher than Rolling Meadow is because of the trees being out in the actual map interface kind of thing. It makes it to where that render ring is less noticeable. So because all you're seeing is trees in all directions. Whoops, as I smack the bag that's next to me. But it blocks the field of vision so you're not seeing that render ring as badly. As to where Rolling Meadow, you are seeing that render ring all over the place because the train shifts are not as aggressive on that map. So because of that, it's a little bit better than Rolling Meadow, but again, it's got to be one of those where you have got to be a Forester fan. Will, what's your opinion on that map?
Well, my one and only personal opinion on this map. I mean, he could have probably just made an update to Rolling Meadows and just added this version as a second version. Kind of like how um wow, now I'm drawing a blank. I just had it at the tip of my phone. All right. Maybe one of those nights, I'm telling you. uh
Is it that turkey coma kicking in?
Wansville, yeah. Wansville, New York, kind of like how he made like his standard version, then he made his forestry, and then his DIY. Like he could have added like this map as an update to that map just to have a separate map.
I mean, it's different enough because of the water placement and things like that to where it is essentially the same map. For the most part, it is. Like I said, the fields, the roads, all that stuff's the same. Where you're seeing the differences are the water placement. Where the rivers and creeks are, those are different. So I could see why he made them two separate maps, but at the same time, like I see your point too. It's like he could have added it, could have not. I can see it either way.
Yeah.
All right, the next one we have is the Lizard Dragon box truck. This is by Unar Emery. 5.05 megabytes to download. Price of $45,000 and 170 horsepower. Okay, so this might be a hot take, but I'm not a huge fan of these style of trucks. Just that's a me personal opinion. It's very much restrictive on the amount of space that you can hold in there. It's harder to deal with because you're having to basically slide everything in from the back. Now, this one is not as bad in that regard because you've got just a short box to it and it's not that overwhelmingly huge. So you're able to just slide your forks in and be done with it kind of thing. But when you got like the big semi trailers and you're having to like try to slide it in from the back and all that stuff, it gets to be a little bit much for me. So these kind of styles are not huge for me, but I do welcome it. I do welcome it for those who do like this kind of thing. And honestly, for less than 6 MB and $45,000, hey, you know what? I could see downloading this if you weren't me. Anybody else who may disagree with what I'm saying, it's like, oh, this is fine, this is fine. Hey, this is gonna be a good one for you. For me personally, it's gonna be a pass, but I can totally see somebody really kind of liking this one. What do you think there, Will?
Well, I think it's definitely a great addition. Um, it's it's basically like the lizard dragon that we have in the game, but instead of a dump bed, it's a box bed. Um, I think it definitely. I could definitely 100% see someone using this on Who Can't Anti. Either that or on uh, King Lag, King Lag.
Yep.
Um, but I mean, on an American style map, I mean, yes and no because I do see these here in the states, but not very often. So I mean, I'm glad it's here. I'm glad that that it's an option for people. But for me personally, it's gonna be a
All right, next one we have is the Skoda Octavia Estate Style. This is by MLP Visuals and TB Simulation. 19.44 megabytes to download and a price of $34,170, 150 horsepower. So we basically have a station wagon version of the Skoda brand. And again, I'm not really huge on these kind of cars in game, especially like the mod versions and stuff like that. I mean, for 20 megabytes, I'm going to use up that for something else, a tractor or something that's going to be far more practical in game than maybe, like in this screenshot here, being able to hook it up to a trailer and be able to go with a horse or something like that. And me personally, I think that that would probably be a very impractical setup to have a horse in the back of your in the back of your Skoda here. Just saying, I don't think it's built for that. But all that being said, this is gonna be a pass for me. Will, what do you think?
well. Oh, so Skoda is actually a real brand. It's not even a fake brand. It is a real brand. Uh, it's mainly found over in Germany. You can also find them in like Japan, China, and different parts of the world. You never find one here in the states. Um, but I mean, I mean, for me, it's gonna be a hard pass. Um, am I thankful it's here? Yes, because it gives players a different option. Um, but if you're someone who loves the Skoda brand and you're happy that it's here, I mean, now you have this option. So
All right, the next one we have is the John Deere 618C 718C. This is by Jolly Farms Modding, 9.64 megabytes to download. And we got ourselves a couple of corn headers here, $109,900 and 9 meters in working width. So, I mean, it's a corn header and it's John Deere branded. What more can you say about that? And for less than 10 megabytes, yeah, sign me up for this one. Absolutely. Looks good. Definitely has, you can see all the like nice details with the kind of screws and rivet heads there. I think it looks really good. And I kind of have a feeling I know what my partner here is going to say. What do you think there, Will?
oh, there's a being a John Deere. Love it. Absolutely love it. What I installed on my console, I mean, maybe. Um, but when I get my new PC, yeah, it's definitely going on that. But um, it Jolly Farms modding, they make some pretty good stuff. But they tend to take base game stuff and just customize it to make it a little bit different. Sometimes they'll bring something new. Um, so, but yeah, being a John Deere, love it.
Moving on, we've got the Fendt 1290 SXD Pro Cut. This is by Chimera and KRKZ Modding. 16.14 megabytes to download, $115,000 to buy, and 200 horsepower is required. So we've got ourselves a Fendt baler, a little square baler here. Taking a look at our similar, let's see, there we go. Some of our similar stuff that we have here in base game. We've got, probably going to be, I mean, really, a square baler is a square baler is a square baler, in my opinion. And same thing with a round baler, too. Unless it's got some kind of key feature, which according to this, it doesn't seem like this one has any kind of features that's kind of pushing it apart from the rest. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the K-brand SB1290ID. $164,000 to buy. Now, you can already tell $115,000, that's going to be a little bit cheaper. It's going to be a little bit cheaper. You're talking almost 50 grand cheaper than, the square balers we have in base game. Unless you want to go with the baby baler over here, no, we can go with the K brand, and yeah, we're going to save about 50 grand. Yeah, as far as I can tell, this is going to give you the same kind of square bale sizes as you would get from any of the other big balers. Yeah, this is nice. And for less than 17 megabytes, I could see installing this. It's one of those that for the most... Oh, wait. Oh, we actually have it here in base game too. Let's see, 1290 NUD. So it's not exactly the same, but I mean, again, to me, a square baler is a square baler, and 175,000 for the Fendt that we have in base game. This is just going to be significantly cheaper. So if you want to save a buck or two, here's a good option for you. Get you a square baler for cheaper, but in my opinion, there's other mods out there like the John Deere set that they've got that's like $12,000 per square baler. I go with that personally. So this one is going to be a pass for me personally. I'm just not, a big Fendt fan, but really, if Fendt's your jam, this would be a good one for you. Will, what do you think?
Well, I mean, to be honest, you took the words right out of my mouth by saying, well, I mean, if you're a big Fendt fan, then this is gonna be perfect, like right down your alley. If it's cheap, if it's cheaper than the base game one, I would definitely go with it. I'm not a huge Fendt guy. I mean, I do use Fendt here and there sometimes, but not a whole lot. But because I know that KRKZ modding is involved in this, it's going to be very highly detailed. But it's going to be a pass for me, though.
Gotcha. I want to catch up with the chat there real quick. So we got Ken that said, couldn't believe you wanted my opinion on what you did on your latest map tour. Just blew me away, LOL. I actually reached out to quite a few people in regards to that map tour and wanted their opinions on what I inserted into it. Like I said, I went a little crazy with it. And yeah, it's just one of those where just wanted some opinions to kind of get some, some good feedback throughout the community. So I do appreciate it, Ken. Samuel, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says, hey, y'all, and happy Thanksgiving week. That's right. We got Thanksgiving right around the corner, less than a week away. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. Ken also said, WillT, please stop drooling over the John Deere header. I'm running out of towels, LOL.
Oh my goodness.
I love it. All right, next one we have is the John Deere C441 Baller. This is by Pepperoni and is 22.98 megabytes to download. We have a baler. Now, I don't know why it's called a baller when it is the baler. $112,500 and 110 horsepower is required. This one here is going to be a huge pass for me. Reason being is we take a look at our round balers. We already have the John Deere baler, the C441R. This is just the C441R with additional steps, in my opinion. You can get some additional painting schemes and all that stuff. You can get that kind of lightning pattern on the side of it. I forget what exactly the pattern is supposed to be for, but it also gives like the opening bay doors and all that kind of stuff. So you get all that kind of additional bells and whistles. But for me personally, for 23 megabytes, again, I'm just going to go with what we got in base game. And yeah, same exact price, same exact power as base game. Yeah, I'm just going to skip this one. Will, what do you think?
Well, Now, I do use the base game a whole lot. See, I'm torn with this one because I'm very, very torn because I love the base game version. Just like I said, I use it a lot, but I just think it looks so awesome because the lightning effect on it, you can have it as like white, yellow, or black. Um, and the the lightning effect is actually from Agritechnica because it was on their John Deere 8R special edition that they had for Agritechnica version. This is what this is. Um, I mean, other than that, I mean, there's really nothing much different about this except just for some really neat designs. So, I mean, if I love it as a John Deere, if I had a PC, it'd be installed. I'm not gonna install it on my console. Um, so it's gonna be a pass for me though.
All right, next one we have is the Kvertland Tearup 8460 by Puzzcap. 8.55 megabytes to download, $11,000 to buy, 60 horsepower required, 6.1 meter working width. So again, if we take a look at our, let's see, starting our base equipment, we've got, let's see, what did I say? This was 6.1 meters. So really that's going to kind of be an in-between Z. You can see here we got the Pottinger Alpenhit 4.4H as well as the Krone Vendro 820 Highland. The 4.4 is 4.4 meters at $6,000, and the Krone is 8.2 meters at $15,500. So the mod is 11,000 and 6.1 meters. So again, it's kind of that in between Z kind of thing. It is a little bit on the more expensive end, but if you're looking for something that's going to be not as small as the Alpenhit, but not as big as the Krone, and you want to kind of save a little bit of cash, this might be a good option for you. It's 9 megabytes to download, so it's not that intrusive on the file size. And for the most part, I mean, it's a nice looking mod and good looking design. So, I mean, I could see kind of push comes to shove me installing it. And I can see others installing it too. I have nothing, kind of good or bad to say about this particular mod. I'm kind of in between. I could see it. I can see myself installing it. I can also see myself not installing it. Well, what do you think?
Well, there's only a couple tethers they use in the game and their mods, which I have installed, which is the class tether pack from ADA or Agri Design Austria. I mainly stick with those. Sometimes I'll use the base game Pottinger, like the big boy that's like 17 meters. Um,
Sure.
but other than that, I don't really use any other tethers. So, I mean, if you absolutely love the Kneverland brand, this is gonna be right up your alley. But it's gonna be a pass for me.
All right, next one we have is the Randon Bulk Carrier LS by AgroMods, 55.74 megabytes to download. And we've got a few different options here. So we got the two-axle grain trailer for 30,000 liter capacity at $52,000. We got the three-axle grain trailer for 38,000 liters of capacity at $66,000. And then the three-axle LS grain trailer, again, $42,000 or 42,000 liters of capacity at $73,000. So, all in all, number one, that size, that file size at 55, almost 56 megabytes, way too much. Then you take into the price per 1,000, which I always go for, and this one's nearly double the price for 1,000. So you can see here, 30,000 liters for the two axle is nearly $52,000. So you're almost at that $2,000 per 1,000 liters. Same thing with the three axle versions of it. You're nearly at that $2,000 mark. So between the high megabyte size and the amount of money that's going to take to purchase these, it's going to be a hard pass for me. Now, don't get me wrong. I think these things look great, and I've used these in the past. Not this specific one, but I think for FS22, these came out, did very similar. And yeah, I liked them. They worked well, but highly detailed, but again, just not gonna be one for me this go around. Will, what do you think?
Well, being based on a South American based kind of a trailer, it's not gonna be one for me because I don't really play on South American maps. I mean, if you are, this might be right up your alley. Um, I know AgriMods makes some highly detailed stuff, and then these trailers have a lot of customization to them. A lot. So, I mean, for me personally, it's gonna be a pass. But like I said, if you're playing on a South American map, or if you really love like the random branded trailers, this one's right up your alley.
All right, next one we have is the Brantner TA16051 XXL. This is by Agro Design Austria, 7.55 megabytes to download. And we've got a price of $24,000 and a capacity of 23,000 liters. So, right off the bat, I mean, 23,000 liters at $24,000, you're talking so close to $1,000 per thousand liters. Now, Will, is this a grain trailer or is this just a like forage trailer? Do you know?
It's everything trailer.
An everything trailer. So that I find very interesting. Very interesting. So much so that yes, I would absolutely download this for 8 megabytes, and you're talking $24,000 for 23,000 liters. Yeah, sign me up for that. And then if we take a look, let's see, we're talking 23,000 liters is going to put us Gonna put us. It's gonna be by the Brantner DD 24073/2XXL. You can see that right here for $39,500, and it has a starting capacity of 22.5 meters. So this one here, being 24 grand, is going to be 15 grand cheaper, and it's going to be actually 500 liters more that we have in base game, and that's a swivel axle trailer, the one we have in base game. But this is just a normal tag along kind of trailer. So this one is going to be bigger, cheaper, and less of a headache to drive around. Sign me up all day and all night for this one. What do you think there, Will?
Well, I can definitely see this being used on like King Lag, or on like a much smaller map, I guess, kind of like an Alpine map. Um, I mean, maybe used on a map like Hutia. I would not see this trailer being used on like a South American or North American based maps. Um, but I mean, I do like it. I think it is very nice. And if I actually do need a smaller trailer, I mean small but not too small, I would definitely go for this. I mean, if you're definitely a big Bratner person, I would highly recommend this trailer. This would be a download for me.
All right, the next one we have is the Lizard 28-foot timber trailer by Jens M. 4.43 megabytes to download, $16,000 to buy, and we've got ourselves a nice little wood trailer. I mean, all in all, just a flat deck trailer with the wood trailer kind of combination that you can throw in there. I mean, it looks pretty solid to me. I mean, for the most part, you're talking it's just a simple little flat deck trailer. I like it. And you're talking for less than 5 megabytes to download, $16,000 to buy. Let's take a look at what we got here in base game. So, let's see if we take a look at wood transport. Really, I'm going to say we really don't have any good comparables per se, because you see here in base game, we got the kind of Kessla where it is a wood trailer, but it's kind of that funky, kind of sunken trailer version of it. Then we got a couple of these like semi trailers, and then a tag along trailer. Now we do have, I mean, yeah, I guess we can kind of look at this one for the most part. That's going to be the closest one we have in base game. The Schwartzmuller timber trailer, $38,500 to buy that. But I mean, this mod is only 16 grand. Now, what I like about this, as opposed to the Schwartzmuller, is it's got that swivel axle trailer on the Schwartzmuller. This one's a solid, tag along axle. So it's going to be easy to swing it around and be able to get, push it backwards and do whatever you got to do from there. So me, yeah, I'm going to click that download button. I'm going to do it right here and right now. Will, what do you think?
Well, I mean, it's definitely something that would be great for starting out. I would definitely have to say. I mean, for $16,000, I mean, you can get it as a wood transport, flatbed, bale trailer. I mean, you can get it as like a lot of different things, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Um, so the I definitely say that if you're starting out from scratch, and once you get enough money to build up, this is definitely something I would grab. Um, but if if it's something that's not really up your alley, I mean, for like me personally, when it comes down to tools and equipment and stuff like that, um, I'm not a huge fan of Lizard, so I try to more stick with the branded stuff. Sometimes I'll use a Lizard branded thing, sometimes, but not a whole lot. So I would definitely install this if I was doing a start from scratch. Other than that, maybe a pass.
All right, the next one we have is the Unia Aries L3M. This is by Prismatic 23433, 10.6 megabytes to download, and we've got a price starting at $22,000, 90 horsepower is required, and 3-meter working width. We got ourselves a little disc arrow here. So again, taking a look at our closest in-game equipment. Let's see, disc arrows right here at 3 meters. That's going to put us in the, oh wait, the Noach Crossmax 300 is going to be our closest comparable. $9,000 for that one and 3-meter working with, and it's going to require 95 horsepower. Now, the one thing that I will point out is, again, the price on the mod is $22,000 for a 3-meter implement. The Crossmax $9,000 for the same exact working with. I'm going to go with the base game all day, all night. And what's wild is too, the Unia is 3-meter and working with. We have a Unia here for $21,000. So this is $1,000 cheaper base game and is 4.5 meters in working with. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Now, this does require 150 horsepower, but yeah, it makes sense because it's going to be an additional 1.5 meters in width. So yeah, I'm gonna dig up the extra, what is that, extra 60 horsepower and save $1,000 and just go with the bigger set of equipment that's the same brand rather than this. Now, I will say that this does look like it has a little party piece, that it's got the additional 3-point hitch on the rear of it, so you can hook up an additional kind of seed tender or a seeder and things like that. So if you got enough horsepower to tag it along, you're able to do that as well. But again, this is going to be a pass for me for that price. Will, what do you think?
Well, for being a small disc hero, it's going to be a pass for me. But I mean, somebody out there might absolutely love it. I mean, if you love the Unia brand, then I would say definitely go for it. But it'd be pass for me though.
All right, next one we got is the Universal Truck Rear Hitch. This is by Just Farming, 1.69 megabytes to download and $5,000 to buy. I love this. I absolutely love this. So what this does is that this will take a normal truck hitch and make it into a 3-point attachment, and make it basically to where you're able to universally connect to either ball or pin hitch equipment, while at the same time having that PTO accessible. I love that. I absolutely love this one. It's something that you could see being done on the farm, or for a farmer who has also this big rig equipment. This is not something that I would see as being outside of the normal of their being able to do. Where I do find that kind of outside the norm would be things like adding the 3-point hitch and things like that, or 3-point link as well. That I would see as kind of being quote unquote outside the normal, but having a kind of beefier alternative to, pass your PTO out the rear of a vehicle, I could see that being done all day and all night. This one, I absolutely love it. Download it. Will, what do you think?
Well, it's definitely something unique, and it's definitely something a little bit different. I mean, we do have something very very similar to this, which is like the 3 point, 3 point linkage for like the front of your tractor. Um, uh, because if you have like a pin hitch like on the front of your vehicle that you can attach like a 3 point, it reminds me of that. But I do think that it is very very useful, though. I will say that. So, man, yeah, I would definitely think about installing it.
Alrighty, the next one we have is the Liftable Pallets Highland Fishing by Yoast. 12.23 megabytes to download and $5,000. No, wait. Oh, these are okay. These are the pallets that you can purchase from the shop themselves. All in all, what this mod does is it makes it to where now when you have it installed and have it activated, you're able to lift up the various different pallets that you would get from specifically the new Highlands Fishing DLC. You'd be able to lift them up with your hands. Now, for those of us who are on PC and Mac, we have, super strength and stuff like this. This is kind of to replicate the super strength by changing the weight of each of the pallets to, I think it's like 100 kilograms or something like that. It's basically within lifting capacities. And that's all it really does. So essentially just turns on the super strength. If you're familiar with any of the other, liftable pallets mods that Yoast has put out that's not specific to this DLC, then you'll be familiar with this one. All in all, I like these. I really liked them when I was specifically on console. It made it to where it was at least an option if I needed to kind of hustle along and do stuff. I was able to just lift it and go, especially if I was recording something and could do it in the background and kind of edit it out. But now that I'm on PC and Mac, this is less of a necessary mod for me. But before this, it was absolutely necessary. So definitely worth thinking about installing, because you can have it activated and you don't have to actually have it like use it. That's the cool thing about it, is it can be activated, it can be there, and it can be part of the arsenal, but you can just kind of go along and work as if it's not even there. What do you think, Will?
Um, for what's pallets, honestly, it's gonna be a big pass for me. Um, I I'm not a huge fan of like unrealistic things, and to me, this is very unrealistic. But I mean, if you love like the liftable bales and pallets mod, um, then I would definitely say this is definitely going to be up there. So,
Gotcha. And the one thing I'll also say about this particular mod is that, um, like I mentioned before, you can play with it as if it is like not really activated and just kind of use the normal bits of equipment and all that stuff. It doesn't change anything, but what it does change is the kind of behaviors of the things that you may have working with it. So what I mean by that is, let's say you load up, 2 dozen pallets onto a trailer. Normally, if you're taking a corner and whatnot, that pallet's going to have weight, it's going to have mass. So normally, if you're going around the corner, you go too fast, it's going to tip that trailer over because of the mass of the, pallets and stuff being so high, it just forces the trailer over. It's just the way, weight works. With this mod activated, though, the mass of the pallets is lowered so much, it completely changes the behaviors of your trailers and all that stuff, as if it's not even there. It's not enough weight for it to really kind of interfere with how the trailers and stuff will react to anything. So keep that in mind, is that, again, yes, you can play with it like it's off, but it's going to, by its very nature, change trailer behavior and all that kind of stuff as well. That's just how it's going to work. The next one we have is the Machine Hall package by Swifty, 51.54 megabytes to download. We got ourselves a series of machine halls. So we got an 18 by 28 for 160,000, an 18 by 28 as well for 140,000. Let's see, the machine hall with workshop 16 by 30 for 200,000. We got the machine hall with gable, window, and workshop for 16 by 30, and that's 200,000. The machine hall with workshop for 374,500, and lastly, the machine hall with washing chemical room. That is a herbicide capacity of 20,000 liters and a price of $260,000. All in all, we've got ourselves what is listed as Swedish inspired machine halls, and they look great. I think they look fantastic. Now, with that in mind, though, this is definitely one where this is going to fit in on a very specific style of map. And because of that, unless I'm playing on that very specific style of map, this is going to be a pass for me. But if I am on that map, sign me up for this all day and night. It looks great. Now, I will say the 51 megabytes, that's a lot of megabytes. That's a lot of, download. But you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whoops, 6. Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so 6 separate halls. They all look fantastic. I love the kind of dirt and grime that's on the side of the concreted areas there. The little like side of this building here, you can see just like the nice little weathering effect. And then you got the nice little window gable on the side there. Just looks really good. Just looks really good. I like it. Will, what do you think?
Oh, I definitely agree that this definitely has a certain style to it. So, I mean, if it's not your kind of style of play, then it's not going to be for you. Um, they do look absolutely fantastic. I will state that. Um, but it's going to be a hard pass for me.
All right, the next one we have is the vegetable and root crops storage. This is by Tagavito and it is 0.18 megabytes to download. It has a price point of $10,000 and a capacity of 100,000 liters. Now, this, for less than a megabyte and $10,000 to buy, love this. Absolutely love it because you can store your peas, your spinach, green beans, carrots, parsnips, beets, sugar beets, and your potatoes all can be stored here. And I mean, the one thing I'll say that's kind of the negative about this, it's only 100,000 liters. We could sneeze and have 100,000 liters of any one of our root crops. I mean, that's how it does not take a lot to get 100K in root crops. All that being said, you can have, dozens of these kind of strewn about and be able to get your capacity up there if that's what you choose. I like this. I think it's really nice. It looks good. It's got good details to it. If you have just a small little operation, this is going to fit in really good. Again, you can have several of these if you don't have a smaller operation. But yeah, I like the fact that not only do you get the root crop storage, but you also get the peas, spinach, and green beans as well. That kind of little additional little flair to it. Again, megabyte size, price point, it's super low, and you get a cool looking storage. I like it. Sign me up. What do you think there, Will?
Well, it's definitely some. I would say it's definitely something a little bit different. Um, if you do a lot of root crop work, I mean, I do agree. The storage is extremely small. That I will say. Um, and you're gonna fill that up like very, very fast, especially with the root crops. So if you do use one of these, there is a silo extension. I would highly recommend that you do put it down because you're gonna need it. I think it's different. I know we have some stuff like this, but I mean, I guess it's all up to the player base. I mean, if you like the way that it looks, then yeah, absolutely go for it. Download it.
And the next one we have is the Sugar Production Pack by Chenben, 51.52 megabytes to download. And this has a ton of stuff going on here. So we got the Sugar Factory for $100,000. And we have the confectionery for $65,000. We also have the production of cattle feed for $60,000, and the biomass boiler for $40,000. The market stall for $5,000. We've got the silo for sugar beets or sugar cane for $15,000, and the large silo for sugar beets or sugar cane for $35,000. So if we take a look at the last screenshot here, you can see all this kind of ins and outs of what you can produce with this. So kind of following this kind of dark gray line up first. So we have our sugar beet cut, and our sugar cane. We can, do whatever we want with that. And we can either come up with our dehydrated beet pulp, our sugar, molasses, our bagazi, I think that's how it's pronounced. All those kind of outputs for the production points there. And then we can kind of pass that along and add some water, strawberries, and honey to make our candy canes, honey candy, as well as our sugar strawberry candy, all those various things there. The other three that we listed here can then be turned into a the confectionery, the forage productions, and the BHP. All those things can be done there. Then you also have your cane juice as a possible other output, as well as cane sugar. The cane sugar then follows the candy route as well at the confectionery. We've got the market point, which is the sell point, and then we also have the sugar mill as well, which will produce or process all the sugar beets and the sugar cane. I mean, all in all, if you liked having these kind of mods where it's just one of those kind of additional styles of productions that we can get, this is going to be right up your alley. At 52 megabytes, I feel like this is really up there, but this does do a lot. And especially if you're into like sugar beets, sugar cane, this might be a good one for you. Now, again, as we tend to try and warn, if you have a lot of these style of mods where it's going to produce additional outputs that are not part of the base game, just be careful that you're not loading your system down with a whole bunch of them, because you will reach a limit as to how many additional outputs you can have on your maps. And if once you reach that output limit, you will break your game beyond that. So it could do something as simple as just hiding all the other outputs that don't that are above the cap kind of thing, which has happened to me. I had this happen where I downloaded a whole bunch of mods, not realizing this back in FS22 days. Then we got the premium expansion, and once that premium expansion hit, and then they've got all those kind of root crop additions, the sugar beets and all, or I'm sorry, the red beets, the carrots, and all that stuff from the premium expansion. All that stuff was hidden. I couldn't access any of it, and it took me forever to realize what I had done to basically break the game, as I just went over that cap. But like I said, if this is something that you like, if you like those additional productions, check this one out, because this adds a lot to it. Will, what do you think?
Well, as we all know, I'm not huge into productions. Um, but I mean, if you want to do something a little bit different, I mean, it is sugar, but it's also something different. By all means, go for it. If you love productions, I would say go for it. Um, there's a lot that comes in this pack. That there's like 3 different sell points that come in this pack, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff as well. For me, it's gonna be a pass. but I mean, people out there might like it. So
All right, the next one we have is the wood storage and distribution. This is by Yoga Jim and is 0.43 megabytes to download, $5,000 to buy, and it has a 1 million liter capacity. I love this. I absolutely love these, because this makes the whole forestry bit just a little bit easier. You can have one of these, just place it down in the middle of the forest, and then take your trees to it, and then have it transport for you. You don't have to sit there and beat your skull in trying to load up a trailer, then transport it across the map to the sell point, doing all that kind of stuff. This can be your sell point. And it's just a simple little design, just a little, like shipping container. That I really like about it because it kind of plays into that kind of, not only that simplicity factor, but it also makes it to where you can have an operation where you're just the person out in the yard doing this, doing the cutting, the felling, and all that stuff, and you're just placing it down there for it to be shipped off, kind of thing. So this is a cool little option. It's no different than the kind of shipping container option where you just load it into the actual container itself and then you transport the container across the map. It just cuts out the transporting portion of things. I like it. I like it a lot. Will, what do you think?
Well, I actually love this. Only because if I'm chopping down trees, I hate logging. And anyone who's ever watched my streams in the past or streams to come, um, you all know I hate logging. So I feel like this would be great because you just place it down, push the wood over there, have it go in, and then just distribute it to wherever you need it to go. I think it's absolutely fantastic. So this would definitely be an install for me.
Excellent, excellent. I'm going to catch up with the chat here real quick because I just saw something that kind of caught my eye. So we got Samuel says, I'm out. Have a good, great night tomorrow. Good, great day. All right, Samuel, you have a great one. You take care, and we'll see you again next time. He also says, have a good, great, safe Thanksgiving and weather safe. We got Ken that said, there's a TMR production that with that package, but it won't accept silage from the trailer, but will take silage bales. So be aware, folks. I appreciate you letting us know that, Ken, because I was not aware of that. Yeah, so that is everything there. Let's go ahead and move on to our next. Whoa, that's not what I meant to do. Our next one is the Old Wash Station. This is by STEM and RMG. 5.97 megabytes to download and $5,000 to buy. It's a washing station, and it's pretty highly detailed. You got a lot of stuff here. You got a nice little concrete basin here for you to be able to wash your equipment on. I mean, it's simple and to the point. $5,000, honestly, for $5,000, you're getting this kind of nice deco on top of the kind of washer area. I'm pretty sure the washer is built into this, if I'm not mistaken. Will, correct me if I'm wrong there. If it is built in, it is. Because it's built in, yeah, I'm going to download this one because I think the washer and base game, let me confirm this just real quick. Yeah, $4,300 for a basic washer, right? This being $5,000 and having all the nice little decoration to boot, yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And having like a nice little dedicated wash station on your farm, yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. Will, what do you think?
I think it's definitely something different. I know in the mod hub we do have a couple wash bays, but nothing like this. This is something different, and I love when something's different. And it's not just a washer that you can just place down like a power washer. It's actually like a whole station, which is it's actually really neat because you can actually simulate you driving up on the pad, rinsing your tractor off, and then having all the dirt go down because it's actually slanted in a little bit. If you take a look at it very closely, it's slanted in a little bit. So in really real life, all the water would just drain right down. I think it's very unique. I think it's definitely something different. So yeah, I like it.
All right, the next one we have is the Old Gas Station, again by STEM and Antar? RMG, 5.38 megabytes to download. It has a capacity of 18,000 liters and $8,000 to buy. And again, I like this. I think it's a nice looking kind of gas station for your farm. If you want something that's kind of a little bit more involved and a little bit unique, I think that this actually is really cool. I'm not familiar with either one of these modders, and these ones are kind of hitting me from out of left field. Because again, I'm not familiar with them. I've never heard of them before today, and I think these look great. I think both the previous one and this one, Yeah, I think I'm gonna. You know what? I will download that one too for 6 MB, and you're talking 8 grand for that. At 10,000, or no, I'm sorry, 18,000 liters. Base game fuel tank that we have. Let's see, under containers. We got the 15,000 liter fuel tank here for 16 grand. So this is 18,000 liters for 8 grand. So it's cheaper. It's bigger than what we have in base game. Now we also get the 25,000 liters for $26,500. But again, this is still cheaper per liter that you get. So yeah, I'm gonna download this one. I already did download this one. Will, what do you think?
Well, I think it is. It. Well, I don't want to say it's different, but it is different. I mean, we already have some like old style fuel tanks, but nothing like this. It's definitely different because trying to figure out for this. So basically, you have like you have your main fuel tank, and then you have like two spare fuel tanks that are basically connected in one. I just think it's if you have a massive farm operation, go for this. If you're running a small farm operation, this is not. So uh, I think it's highly detailed, and I think it looks great. Um, I mean, if I had PC, then I would definitely install this on PC. But on console, though, I mean, it all depends if you have the space or not for it. I mean, I have the space for it, but I'm not. So,
Alrighty, next one we have is the Placeable Farm Package by DMI 20mm Normandy, 7.59 megabytes to download, and each piece costs $50. I mean, again, this is one of those kind of deco packs that I'm not really huge into. I mean, they look good. There's definitely got a lot of stuff to this pack. You can see all the various different debris and stuff that is included in this. I mean, for me personally, this is going to be a pass for, I mean, you're talking it's less than 8 megabytes, so it's not that bad. It does contain an oil slick, the deco bales, a rusty front loader bucket, then the rusty roller, and a nice new potato crate. So I mean, it's a simple kind of deco pack, but for me, it's just gonna be a pass. What do you think there, Will?
well, I definitely love decoration of my farms. Yeah, I mean, even BDD can can you know can vouch for that one as well. I absolutely love having decoration because it makes your farm feel more alive. I I don't know. This one just didn't shout to me. Probably because it's by DMI Toy NM Normandy. And a lot of their stuff, even like their place, even their decoration stuff, is more Dutch style. That's probably one reason why I didn't really shout to me. But I mean, if it's something that's up your alley, by all means. But that's gonna be a pass for me though.
All right, the next one we have is the Lapacho Decorations by Namag Mod, and it's 35.74 megabytes to download. And the pool price $27,000. The decorative object price is 72, and the Lapacho trees are $800. Again, very similar to the last one. It's 35, almost 36 megabytes. You get a few cool things on this one. You get the plane, you got the deco car, and the pool and all that stuff. You can add a little bit of flair to your farm, but again, for me personally, this one's gonna be a pass. I'll certainly download it if I'm on Lapacho Farms, if that's coming out on on FS25. Absolutely. I think Lopatcho Farm was an awesome map. But this one, just going to be a pass for me. What do you think there, Will?
Well, I mean, you're probably gonna call me crazy for this.
You're crazy for
Or
this.
anyone probably might. I didn't even say what I was even gonna say. Um, I uh, I installed this for one reason,
Let's hear it.
and one reason only, because the big swimming pool. Um, I put this behind the ball, the small barnuminium and it actually fit in very well. So I don't know what it is, but it's like this is like a decoration pack that I would install, even if there's just one thing that I'm gonna use out of it, but I know I'm gonna use it. Oh, I'm weird like that. So yeah, yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha. Next one we have is the Polish Shed Pack. This is by Blazigo and Zero Net Rex Zero. 4.61 megabytes to download, $5,000 to buy, and we've got ourselves a shed in a Polish style. I mean, if I'm playing on a Polish map, I'm going to download this. I think it looks really good. If I'm not on a Polish map, I'm not going to download it. You got yourselves, you can store bales or you can store machinery on this. Again, I'll definitely download it if I'm on the right map for it. What do you think there, Will?
I could not agree any more with you. I mean, if you're like on Zelanka or any kind of like Polish map, this would fit it perfectly. Other than that, I honestly do not see this fitting in any. So yeah, could be a pass for me.
Next one we got is the Bunker Silo Large, just by FarmCat. 5.72 megabytes to download. It has an initial price point of $11,500. These are very interesting looking bunks here. I don't know, something about it is just very unique. I like how it's kind of built into the side of a little mound here. You've got the kind of angular uh, sidewalls on these. I think that's really cool. Nice thick center divider. I like this. I actually like this a lot. Now it doesn't necessarily say that it's going to be in any particular style, so I could see this being adaptable to other locations. Yeah, I gonna click that download button. I like this one. What do you think there, Will?
All right, where do I start? So this one, it's take like the take like the I'm trying to think of how to phrase this like away. Like the so there there's a bunker silo that's on the mod hub, and you basically can like build your own bunker silos, kind of in a way. This is kind of like how it is. Basically you place down like your side of your bunker, and then you can place down your centerpiece, or if that's all you want, just give you one row, and then you can place down another empty. So they're all individual pieces that you put down. I would just be very aware of where you're placing it, because sometimes you don't even need the centerpiece. You can just place the two walls, so it kind of looks like a gigantic V almost. Um, the biggest part that I have on this is I I feel like this is gonna get a big update, because the second that you pour chaff or grass into this bunker silo and it's against the walls, it goes right through the walls. Like there's no collision on it.
Oof.
So, and if you have like and if you have like the centerpiece placed down, it goes right to the center wall. So that's why I said you might as well just take it right out. It just goes right through. So,
Well,
and if you place the two end pieces close enough together, it doesn't create one. It doesn't create like two separate ones into one. You basically have a collision course. So what that means is that when you place them close enough together and you try going up onto it, it won't let you. Like dead center. It will not let you. There's a collision there. It's not even
Well, you have successfully talked me out of downloading this one. I uninstalled it. That just sounds way overcomplicated for my liking.
there. Yeah.
So, moving on with the metal silos. This is by Martin CZ, 20.61 megabytes to download. And we get ourselves a few different silos here. We got a small, medium, and a large. The small is 820,000 liters at $54,000. The medium is 2.4 million liters at 142,000, and the large is 4.1 million liters and is $302,000. Overall, this one is likely going to be a pass for me. It's just not necessarily a style that I care for. But I mean, the amount of storage you get is a lot. The price that you're paying is not bad for the amount of storage you're getting out of this. And for 21 megabytes to download, it's not terrible. Again, for what you're getting, because you are getting, relatively decent, looking mods. You're getting, a good style and all that stuff. It's just not my style per se. So this one is going to be a pass for me. What do you think there, Will?
Well, I feel like these silos only fit in with certain maps. Being on like a North American map, I cannot see these fit in. This is, I don't know. I don't know why. These silos kind of give me more of like a Polish to like a UK style kind of style, or no, not really UK, South American, kind of like a Polish South American style. Um, it's gonna be a hard pass for me though. So
Gotcha. Let's see. Catching up with chat here real quick. We got Ken that said BDD, the washer on the station doesn't go right to the back of it. Oh, really? So
yes,
it's limited in range. Gotcha.
Sorry, I failed to mention that.
And we got Ultra Gamer. How's it going, Ultra? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. It says, hey there, I'm ready. Awesome. And also says, well, to me, I'm not American. I gotcha. That's all right. Let's see. And now we're moving on to the next page here. We got the Silo Pack. This is by TWF Team Hainer. 2.23 megabytes to download. And again, we got a few different silos here. We got a seed silo for $59,000, 36,000 liter capacity. We got another seed silo for $76,000 and 100,000 liter capacity. A fertilizer silo for $59,000, 36,000 liters. For another fertilizer silo for 76,000, 100,000 liters. We got a lime silo for the same capacities and prices. Overall, we got seeds, lime, fertilizer. That's what we got with this one. And I like them. I actually like these a lot. Now, they do have that writing on the side of it, so it kind of does, set it for a very specific place. I'm not sure. Will, is this like a hard-coded language that's on the side of the silos? Are you familiar? So, like, if you look at the second screenshot here, you see how it says Satgut. It's supposed to be for seeds.
That's either German or it's Polish.
Decal selectable in German, English, and French as part of the configurations. Okay, so that being the case, then yes, I would absolutely install this for less than 3 megabytes to download, and you have all those different sizes and all that. It's not a bad price for the size either. So all in all, and I like the kind of dual gate that you get. You get the little gate off to the side, and then you get the actual silo itself. I do like the dedication to one specific product versus having a bunch of different products in the same bin. Yeah, I like this one. I'm going to download that one. What do you think there, Will?
Well, what I'm about to tell you is going to make you uninstall it. Real
fast. My goodness. All right, let's hear it.
So this is going to... so if you go into free build and you place it down, it goes right to the floor. So you literally have like the end of the nozzle, like where your stuff comes out. that's like just touching the floor. So like your dump point is not there. If you place it down normally, it puts a huge hole into the ground, and then you have to terraform around it.
Oh, jeez.
So
Uninstalled.
it's gonna need an update for that. I mean, other than that, I like it, but it's gonna need a big update though.
Hi, hi, hi. Gotta love it. Next one we got is the No Entry Gate. This is by Maca, 3.33 megabytes to download, $500 to buy. And we got ourselves the little deco gate. I mean, it is what it is. This one's probably going to be a skip for me. It does have that kind of very specific style to it. I think they're using Zelonka as kind of their example for the gate. So, yeah, this is going to be a pass for me. Will, what do you think?
It's gonna be a hard pass for me too.
Easy peasy. We got the Modern American Houses. This is by Namag Mods. 12.91 megabytes to download. $235,000 to buy. Oh, Will.
You can't go inside. And I'm sorry. As soon as you're done, I have a beef with this mod.
Did you say you had beef with this mod?
Yes, I have a major beef with this mod. So, what's your own Leno?
I mean, overall, I think they look good. I like the kind of stonework on the sides of the houses there. It looks like you get at least 2 different styles, as best as I can tell. Let's see. Yeah, 2 modern American style homes. I mean, for the most part, they look good. I'm very curious on what the beef will be.
Namog mod. If this video ever reaches you, I don't think it ever will, but if it ever does, I have beef with you, man. Don't call something a modern American house when it's not even modern. These are like older style. These are not modern at all. I'm sorry. Like I guess is barn dominion. That's modern. A modern house is like a lot more upgraded than these. So please bring an update out to fix that problem. And don't say modern, please. It's very misleading. I don't like it.
That is not what I was expecting with that.
And also make an
Speaking
interior 25.
Speaking of modern, we have the Big Modern House by Icus. 15.32 megabytes to download, $120,000 to buy. And we have got Will. What does this house have?
You can go inside. And on top of that, too, guess what? It's actually modern.
It's Icus. It's a download. I've already downloaded this. I need to say
And
no
the best
more.
part is it's less than 20 megabytes.
Yeah.
Now this house is extremely detailed. You can even turn a TV on inside this house, which I think is incredible if you ask me.
Oh,
There's what's up?
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, just kind of piggybacking off what you're saying. I mean, it's got the living room with a kitchen, toilet, bathroom, master bathroom, boiler, office, 3 bedrooms, master bedroom, and 2-car garage all attached to this. So I mean, you got a lot with this one.
And the part that absolutely blows my mind about this whole house is I'm looking at it right now on my console. It's only 25 slots. That's it.
That's not bad.
No, not at all.
And you consider all the detail that's on this. I mean, just look at the second screenshot here. Well, yeah, the second screenshot, kind of the more back portion of the home there. You got the kind of lounging chairs. You got the kind of like little, I forget what these are called, but the little outdoor lounging area. Yeah, I mean, you got the barbecue on the outside, and that's just the outside. You got a couple of planters boxes, with your plants in them. I mean, the inside is so insanely detailed. Like this only being, how many did you say? 25 slots?
Oh, yeah, 25 slots.
This only being 25. I mean, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That it's only 25 slots.
The last three screenshots show it at nighttime, and it looks absolutely insane when it's all lit up at night.
Yep.
And the garage does open, of course. You can go inside. Unfortunately, it doesn't show a picture of the garage. But when you open up the door, like there's like a huge like X almost on the top ceiling. It said it's kind of like it's so hard to describe it. Like it has like have you ever seen kind of like a logo kind of thing, like when it goes outwards, like it kind of like vibrates like inwards almost. So you have like it shows like kind of like almost kind of like 3D, almost kind of like you can see it like getting smaller and smaller and smaller, like it's like coming out. Um,
It's in
it
the
looks
third
almost like
screenshot,
that.
bottom right hand corner.
Yes. So thank you. Those actually light up, as you can see, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Um, he did message me and said that this upcoming week we should see his large barn dominion. This passed the first time around. Never went back to him.
Wow.
Any ICUS mods that go into testing pass the first time around. They never go back. And there's never anything wrong with them. Never.
Hey, keep up the good work. Real quick, we got Ultra Gamer saying no silo is not American. Also, Farmer Groot. How's it going, Farmer Groot? Hope you're having a fantastic night so far. Says Ikus better calm down on the mods or I'm going to run out of mod space. 100% accurate.
Is that done yet?
And that is the last of the new mods for the 21st. Now, we do have a couple of updates here, namely Star of Vis. This one here, the update was for changelog 1.3.0.0, and the update itself was improvements have been made to some crops. Numerous minor bugs have been fixed. Cotton, clover, and alfalfa generation has been disabled in NPC fields. That's a lie. That is a lie. I did the map update video for this one, and the cotton is disabled for NPC fields. Clover and alfalfa is not disabled. I don't know why it's saying that it is, but on my update video, you'll plainly see that clover and alfalfa is part of the base map kind of thing. Improvements have been made to some of the models, added multi-terrain, added Polish license plate, added the production of blueberry buns in the bakery, removed the ability to cut rye, triticale, and spelt with a windrower. I don't understand that one. I do not get it. When has you ever been able to cut down stuff with a windrower? When? Am I losing my mind? Am I the crazy one in the room? Added ornamental plants for painting in the shop, increased the number of collectibles, expanded the map area, added the ability to purchase static farms, added the ability to open multiple gates on the map, and added compatibility with the fishing system. A new save game is required. All in all, the updates seemed pretty solid. There was a couple of little issues with the clover and alfalfa generation that seemed a little off to me, and I don't understand. This might be a kind of lost in the translation kind of thing in regards to the cutting of the rye, triticale, and spelt. I don't know what it's saying in regards to that, but the whole windrower thing just kind of threw me for a loop. But overall, the update seems solid. Will you have anything to add to this one?
So that one that you said that you got lost on about it, the things being cut down by a windrower.
Uh huh.
Um, uh, this might clear it up. What they mean by windrower is like the Macdown pack
The swather.
because yeah, well, it's weird because in the shop menu it's under the category Windrower, um, which is a whole different section than Windrowers. So you got Windrower and then you got Windrowers. They're two different categories. So
Gotta
uh,
love it.
so that's where the confusion is that it's like the MacDom pack or like the case swather pack that came out from BC, stuff like
Gotcha.
that.
And that makes sense. I did come up with that in my video, like halfway through. I was sitting there kind of blabbing away, and that's when I'm like, oh, maybe they mean this. But unfortunately, when I do my tours and my update videos and all that stuff, I disable all my mods and only have the mods that are specific to that map or required for that map. So unfortunately, I couldn't verify it at that point in time. And then I got into editing Dave mode and forgot to double check it. So yeah, it was just one of those where I presumed that was the case, but yeah, I don't like that. It's not the modder's fault. It's just the way that the game kind of labels it. But yeah, I think that was it for that particular day. Will, what was your favorite for the 21st?
I would definitely have to go with the Big Modern House by Icus.
So I liked the Big Modern House by Icus. I absolutely do, and I think it would go hand in hand with the Into the Woods map. I like that map. So if I had to pick one, I'd have to pick both of those. Into the Woods, I thought was a really solid map. Like I said, almost a 4 out of 5. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5, which seems to be kind of running hand in hand with what people are putting on the Mod Hub. It's at a 3.6 at the moment with only 43 people voting on it. So yeah, it's a pretty solid one.
Um,
Let's
there's one other update that I want to go over real quick,
hear it.
and I'm actually kind of shocked that you didn't go. Um, so the Lizard Colossus pack.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, I got to scroll down. You got 1.3. So you have adjustments. Um, Chrome color corrections in the store icon. Mass correction on Colossus 8000. Added plow version of the Vineyard Cultivator to work with contracts. I think that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Support for Highlands Fishing DLC. Um, so that means for onions. Uh, Added camera mirrors functionality requires Mercedes-Benz Trucks DLC. I love it that modders are starting to add cameras now into their vehicles. I think
100%.
it's absolutely fantastic. AI support for Ultimate Pro Bail. So, I mean, there's that. New equipment. The Lizard Colossus Quick Mix. Category Forge Mixer. Price $50,000. Capacity 35,000 liters to 1 million liters.
Now that I like. I like that a lot. I'm trying to find. Why am I not seeing the mixing wagons? Ah,
Let's
there
go
it is.
down under animals.
Yep. So 35,000 liters is going to be, well, that's going to be similar to the Silo King Trailed 4.0 System 1000 Plus. So taking a look at that, 240 horsepower is required. This doesn't show us what horsepower is required, but it does share the same capacities for 50 grand. So within the Colossus pack, you can use this and save 50 grand on just a bare bones basic kind of setup kind of thing and get the same capacity. But you can get up to that 1 million liter mark, which is insane for a mixer. And yeah, I love the Colossus pack. I love it because it provides a good alternative if you just want to have a good, simple kind of setup. But you can also get the wild and crazy setup, and that's what I like about it. Is it gives you kind of options to be able to do stuff with. And again, for somebody who makes content and stuff, being able to do things quickly behind the scenes is pretty necessary. So, yeah, I like it.
Um, now, as for the next day, because I know that's where we're going to be headed. I'm just going to state this first. Later on that day, we got 17 updates from Giant Software. Basically, it's the exact same thing. They just added those really 1.5 narrow wheels. So,
Yep. All right,
all right.
let's go ahead and get into the 20th, starting with the Fent 900 series. This is by Paul, 49.55 megabytes to download. And we got a few different items here. We got the Vario Gen 6 for $312,000 and 296 horsepower to start out with. And then we got the Vario Gen 7 for $327,000 and 296 horsepower. So all in all, what we got here are Fent tractors. Let's see, taking a look. This is what, medium tractor? This is medium? No, large. I'm sorry. Lies. All lies. 900 Varia. There we go. So we've got, again, the base game Fent 900 Vario, $327,500 to purchase that one. Here the mod is $327,000 for the Gen 7, but you also get the Gen 6 for $312. So you can have a model that's a little bit price savings. Same horsepower, 296, goes up to 415. So everything's the same as the base game, with the exception of having that Gen 6 versus Gen 7. Gen 7 is basically what we got in game, from the price wise to power wise and all that. 50 megabytes for this. Now you do get a bunch of different stuff. I mean, you get reverse drive and wheel weights, line. You get beacon lights, warning strips. You get a whole bunch of different stuff. Tons and tons and tons of different stuff with this. It's still going to be a pass for me. All in all, Fent is not a brand that I'm absolutely absurdly loyal to. I do like them in certain situations, especially like the Fent 1000, where you can get up to 40 plus miles an hour and have a near 600 horsepower tractor. I think it's 517. Yeah, right here. So I do like that, and being able to go really fast and actually have the power to do something about it. I like those. But overall, this is just going to be a pass for me. What do you think there, Will?
Well, I'm not a huge Fent guy. Like I said, I have used Fent in the past, but I'm not extremely loyal to Fent. Um, Now if I was on PC, I would grab this in a heartbeat. But if I was on a console, it'd be a hard pass. Um, you, the one thing I do like about this is, yes, you got like your doors that open, your windows, like your sunroof, stuff like that. But they actually added a camera system into here, so you can actually see yourself backing up and attaching to an implement.
Nice.
I think it's fantastic. So they did implement, and I think that is a fantastic detail.
100%. All right, the next one we have is the Fent Katana 650 850 Gen 3. This is by Paul and is 19.36 megabytes to download, $469,500 to buy, 650 horsepower starting. So again, taking a look at our forage harvesters. There we go. And we have the Katana already in base game. So again, same price, same horsepower, same everything. It's just adding, all the nice little details. So reflector strips, third beacon lights, LED flashers, speed decals, so on and so forth. Again, me personally, I'm going to pass it. I'm going to save the near 20 megabytes and just go with what we have in base game. Now, like Will said, it looks like they, did the camera system in this one as well, but that to me is not enough for me to download this. So it's going to be a pass. What do you think there, Will?
Now we all know I'm like I said in the previous one, I'm not loyal to Fent. I'm not a huge Fent guy. I have used them. I will use them. If it comes down to it. I actually like this forage harvester. And the reason for that is, yes, their door opens. It has cool customization. Yes, it does have the camera system on the pipe. What I think is awesome though is that it gives you the option to either have the pipe manual or automatic. So, so if you're playing a multiplayer map, you can either have the pipe automatic, which is base game, where it automatically seeks out the trailer. This one, you actually have to manually adjust it to have it go, just like they do in real life. And the camera functionality is fantastic because when you're going, you can actually see the chaff flying out of the pipe and going into the trailer. So you can actually see how full the trailer is getting, just like in real life. And I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's definitely cool. I will definitely give it that. All right, next one we have is the Antonio Carrero Tony 10,900 TTR. This is by Tungsten Chicken. Love that name. And is 8.85 megabytes to download. $83,500 to buy and 98 horsepower. So again, taking a look at our base game. Let's see, small tractors. We do have some Antonio Carrero, and as a matter of fact, we already have the Tony 10,900 TTR. Again, $83,500 to buy. Same horsepower, same everything. It's just would this come with additional functionalities like doors and windows and all that? Yeah, so it comes with all that kind of stuff. This is gonna be a pass for me. Antonio Carrero, again, not a brand I'm deeply loyal to. This is just one of those where all the bells and whistles of everything opening up and having that kind of additional realism to it. But I'm just gonna stick with what we got in base game for additional 9 megabytes. I'll use that 9 megabytes somewhere else. What do you think there, Will?
Oh, I definitely say that the I'm not loyal to Antonio Career. I never use them. I have never used them. I know that they're mainly meant for vineyard work. Uh, I will say they made this one very realistic to the real world version, which I'm quite surprised that Giants didn't. Um, so the Giants version going forwards is was it like 34 miles an hour? Uh, uh, 24 miles per hour. Um, the version and then going and then in reverse, you go 14, so it's way slower. Um, in this version, you actually go the exact same speed whether you're going forwards or backwards. And the reason for that is because in the real world functionality, you can reverse drive. So no matter what, you're going the exact same speed. And that's one thing I do like that they implement. Is it worth installing for me? No, because I don't use Interior Prayer enough to install it. So, but if someone out there absolutely loves the base game, you're gonna love this. So,
One thing I will say about Antonio Carrero tractors is that at least in the game, they're extremely torque heavy. So if you have, a lot of hillside work and stuff to do, these work out great because you're able to like just
mhm.
grip on and rip throughout the hillsides, kind of thing. So if you're on like a Erlingrat style map, right, where you're doing a lot of mowing and you're going up and down hills and stuff like that, even some very steep ones, this is gonna be able to just kind of grip and go kind of thing. So I do like these tractors for very specialized purposes. And like Will said, they're mainly used for vineyard work. That's why we got them in the first place in games because of the vineyards. But again, for me personally, this is going to be a pass, but there are functionalities to this that I do like. Let's
Well,
see.
I
Go ahead.
real quick, before we move on. Uh, yes, we did get them in the game because it has to do with vineyard work. That's not the real reason why we got Antonio Carrero in the game. In FS22, when this DLC dropped, um, the owner, the founder of Antonio Carrero, actually wanted it in Farm Sim. As soon as they got vineyard work in here, they specifically wanted their brand to be in the game. Unfortunately, rest in peace, the owner, the founder, passed away 2 days before the DLC dropped.
Oh, wow.
back in FS22. So that's the real main reason why it wasn't, because the owner wanted it and because of the vineyard work. So, but rest in peace, man. That really stinks. Like when you go up and you're like, I want this in your game. Like before he passed away, he wanted it in a video game. So when Giants reached out and said, "Hey, we're doing vineyard work," he wanted it in the game. And then 2 days before the DLC dropped, he passed away. So
That's real sad.
yeah,
Next one we have is the Metal Tech Bale Trailers Pack. This is by Matt26 and is 24.42 megabytes to download. We've got our first bale trailer for 15,700, second one for 18,200, and another one for 14,700. So various different configurations for our bale trailers. Now, what I like about this one, and you saw it there in the third screenshot, is that you've got the kind of train system that these can do. So you got the main, tag along axle unit here, and then you've got the actual swivel axle that's supposed to go in behind it. I like that. I like that a lot. It really makes it to where you can kind of double and triple up on your various trailers there and, kind of sling around all the bales and flatbeds that you need. For 25 megabytes, though, for 3 separate trailers is a little bit steep, but they look good. Me personally, I'm going to click that download button because I like it. What do you think there, Will?
I'm not a huge Metal Tech fan. I mean, someone is. I mean, here's another option for you. You can actually customize these trailers to have them as a flatbed, a bale trailer, whether it's square or round, or a log trailer. So you have multiple different configurations in there. And for people out there who love auto load trailers, this is not an auto load trailer. So you have to manually stack everything. Just to let everyone know.
All right, next one we got is the 2720 Ripper 9 Shank. This is by LR Modding and is 43.95 megabytes to download. $133,407, 350 horsepower required, and 6.7 meter working width. So this being a power harrow, let's take a look at our comparables here.
It's a plow.
It does say power harrow, but yeah, no, this is a plow. That's not even the right category for it. I mean, power harrow, like this could be considered a disc harrow, but
yeah, it's a plow. It's not even a power harrow.
No, like I read it and I'm like, wait a minute, that ain't right. I mean, we'll look at our disc harrows because that's what this is supposed to be. I mean,
no,
it is under category of power. What? All right.
So
everything's broken. Everything's a lie.
So it's a ripper. So it's a plow. It doesn't even. It's not like a subsoiler. So all it does is just plow.
The cake is a lie. Anyways, we'll look under plows then because it specifically says in the description that it's a plow. And I'll take Will's word for it. Anyways, so closest comparable is going to be Convertland PW112 for $75,000 and 6 meter working with 360 horsepower is required. So we take a look at the prices. The Ripper is $133,000, so it's significantly more expensive than the base game one. This is 6.7 meter working with for the mod versus 6 meter for the Convertland. And we're looking at 150 horsepower required for the mod versus 160 for the Convertland. So you're talking, at the end of the day, you're only gaining 0.7 meters in working width, but you're spending nearly, 60 grand more in order to get the Ripper in the mod versus what we get in base game. Now, I will say the saving grace, and I'll spend almost infinite amount of money more for this feature and this feature alone, is it is a straight plow. It is not the chisel back. So that 60 grand that you're paying for the convenience of it not being a chisel back rather than it being anything else. So you know what? Sign me up. I will save up that 60 grand just to have a straight edge. Yes, but I will pass on this one overall because it's 44 megabytes to download. It's $133,000 to buy. It's just, yeah, it's not for me. What do you think there, Will?
Do you remember when I told you at the very beginning that there was a mod I was very shocked even came to Mod Hub?
Yes.
This was that mod. Um,
Really?
be- because originally when I talked to LR Modding, he said this was going to be for PC only, but now it's for all platforms. So I'm quite surprised that it even dropped for all platforms. Um, and it is very highly detailed. Like you can see down to every little bolt. Um, so for a plow, 44 megabytes basically, is it high? Yes, but for the amount of level of detail that's on this mod, you can see right where it's going. Um, I the second I went to the new mods and I saw this on the mod hub, I jumped out of my chair and grabbed it. I was super happy. I'm like, yeah. So,
Is this what we were
so
talking about earlier before the stream and you start yelling uncontrollably?
I did not start yelling. I'm uncontrollable. um, no, I'm very thrilled that this is here. I mean, it already has a 4.9 out of 4.9 out of 5-star rating by 34 people. I'm very thankful that this is here. I know a lot of people wanted this to come to the game. I'm just thankful that we're getting more and more like stuff from LR modding because before we weren't. Um, he did say that he has 4 other mods with giants right now, and 3 of them are in testing. He didn't specify which ones, but I can guarantee you I can guess which ones they are. So, and 2 of them are not John Deere. The other 2 are John Deere. So,
Nice.
so
So I'm
yeah.
curious as to why this would have only been available for PC Mac and not all platforms.
So, from what I understand, because translation problems, because he's from Brazil,
Sure.
uh, because on console you're only allowed so many triangles on a mod.
So
Like
many polys. Yep.
even yeah, this was triple the amount that was supposed to be on console.
Wow.
Um, so he went through and he did it out of respect for console players. And he went through, reworked the entire thing, tested everything on it, and got it out for all platforms. That's why it's so high on the megabyte download, because it's high on poly. So
Makes
that's why.
sense.
So,
Oh, well,
but
big
yeah,
shout out to LR Modding then.
so
Nice. All right, moving on. We've got the front weight box by Missy B. 2.46 megabytes to download, $3,000 to buy. And I mean, it's a weight. Now, I will say it does have lights in the front there, which I do like, but for the most part, it's a weight. I mean, it's pretty heavy one too. 16,000 or 1,600 kilograms, goes up to 2,500. I mean, yeah, it's a weight with lights. For 3 megabytes, I'd consider downloading it just because it has lights. What do you think there, Will?
it's gonna be a pass for me. When I first saw it, I actually got very excited. I'm like, ooh, well, maybe you can open it up and put a chainsaw on. Maybe put some spray and stuff in it. It can't even open. So it's literally just a weight. Um, even though it has lights on it, but yeah, it's gonna be a pass for me.
All right, next one we have is the storage for pallets of boards, planks, and wood beams. This is by Grungerio, Lost Gamer, and Virgemini Modding. 5.06 megabytes to download, $1,000 to purchase. And yeah, we have some storage for our wood beams, our boards, and our planks. I like it. For less than 6 megabytes to download, this one definitely sign me up for. What do you think there, Will?
Oh, this is what I grabbed. Um, I think it's fantastic because you can actually change. So, for example, so you have three options. You have your planks, your long beams, or your beams, and your um long boards, whatever it is. Um, so for each one, so for example, if you want to store beams, you can actually have like it looks like there's already a stack of beams there, even though they're not actually there. Like you can see them, they have a collision, but they're not actually like yours. I like that feature, and this if you were building up a map from scratch, and if you had to place down a sawmill, place these over there because it would look like it would fit right in. But,
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Yeah, it's essentially a silo for these three products, you know, your boards, planks, and wood beams. And I mean, it's going to work out perfectly for any of the sawmills that you get on base game. Because you got the small sawmill, which only produces these three outputs, but then you got the big one that also includes the prefab walls as well. But prefab walls don't come along with this particular storage system. So if you're big into doing woodwork and all this stuff, this is going to be a good little addition to have. And then the last one we have here is the small dairy. This is by Roger, 16.78 megabytes to download, $45,000 to buy. And we have a small dairy. That's it. I mean, that's basically all it is. It is a production. No, it's what is up with the categorizations here tonight, there, dude? Like seriously, category production point, category placeable selling point. Which one is it? I think it's a selling point. I don't. Is it a production?
Yeah.
It is a production. Okay, fine. So, what is up with? So the description labels it correctly. Giants' description is wrong. That's now the second one nearly in a row where it's been not only off but way off. All in all, I like these kind of production points. I like having the kind of different options. And for 17 megabytes, though, I mean, it's up there, but you can see all the like grit and detail that's on this. So I like this one. I would download it. What do you think there, Will?
Um, first of all, I think Giants need to fix whatever problem that they're having. Uh, Second of all, um, it literally is so they basically just copy and pasted the base game dairy onto this one. So everything when you go into like the production menu, everything's literally the exact same. Speed, the capacities, everything. So it's just the look on the outside. So whether you like this look better than the base game, which to me personally, I think the base game looks better than this version. Because it actually looks like somewhat like a dairy, unlike this one. Uh so I mean for me it's gotta be a pass. So
So one thing that I just want to catch up with the chat here real quick because I thought this was funny. Ultra Gamer says it's always Giants. Haha. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I mean, all in all, I mean, looking at what we have here in base game, the dairy in base game is 210,000. Now, just out of curiosity, is this supposed to be like the full size dairy, or is this supposed to be the smaller version, like the farm version of the dairy, like
no, it's like
capacities
the
wise
full
and all that?
size.
This is like the full size. So this is significant savings. So this is supposed to be like the full blown production. $210,000 for the dairy base game. You can see it right here. That's a huge savings compared to 45,000. So this would be a good way for you to get into the dairy productions versus having to go out full blown $210,000 later kind of thing. So I like that. I like that a lot. So, you know what? Boop. I will click the download button on that. All right. Well, we are at the end of that particular day. Do you have a favorite for the 20th?
I do. And my favorite is gotta be the John Deere 2720 Ripper 9 Shank. Love it.
So mine is going to be a tie again in between the storage of pallets for boards, for boards, planks, and wood beams, as well as the small dairy. Both of those I like a lot. I like the storage because, like you mentioned earlier, it's going to tie in the decoration wise to any particular sawmill that you have. So it's going to be really nice. It's going to provide you that storage option. And then the dairy, I mean, like I just said a few seconds ago, it's going to save you a metric ton of money compared to what you get in base game. So yeah, those two, it's going to be the top dogs for me. Let's see, and then looks like we got our next day here. Let's go ahead and close that one. Starting out on the 18th with the Case IH Steiger Series 2025 Steiger by Carl Farms, 136.11 megabytes to download. And we've got a few different options in this one. So we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 5 separate tractors in this one. And you can see them all right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I mean, these are Steigers. It's 140 megabytes, darn near. So me personally, just for that file size alone, and don't get me wrong, I'm a big Case fan. I like Case. I love the Steiger. Hence the reason why why can't I think of the name? The little show card that we have for this show is a John Deere 9R and a Case Steiger. Those are the two that we use for our thumbnail. That's the word I'm looking for, thumbnail. For this, I like these. They look fantastic. Carl Farms did a fantastic job with these. 140 megabytes is way too much for me to swallow. So this is going to be a pass for me. What do you think there, Will?
Oh, I'm like quite the opposite. I love this mod. I mean, yes, it is very, very high on the megabyte download, 136.11. Um, but you are getting 5 tractors. Which the one quad track goes up to the newest quad track that they announced. Which actually, I think it tells you right in here. Oh, hmm, hmm, hmm. Yeah, 853 horsepower is the highest
Oh,
horsepower engine that you go up to. So you get a huge horsepower, and that's in the quad track. So yeah, so,
that's a
I
mountain
absolutely love
mover.
this. Oh yeah, the I also like it because you also get the large and narrow frame. He's actually working on an update for this. Once he's done with the update, he'll be working on converting over his other K-Side Steiger pack that he had in FS22.
Ooh,
So that
nice.
will be getting converted over as well. So, which will also, which he said that he's not sure, but he might make it as a separate mod. But his dozer blade will be coming with that pack. He doesn't know if it'll be coming with the pack or as a separate mod. So,
Nice. And Ken, real quick, said Steigers. I love it. Love it. Steiger. Moving on, we got the Massey Ferguson Series 9S. This is by Power Autism Austin. 18.22 megabytes to download, $259,000 starting, 285 horsepower is the base power. Now take a look at our comparables here for, what was this, large tractor. Let's see, we're talking 285, so that's going to put us, ooh, at the, lo and behold, the Master Ferguson 9S, which we have in base game. $259,000 starting out for that one, and 285 horsepower. So, I mean, it's got the original hubs, rims, wheel rates, configurations. So what's different about it? Is this just an additional, like, painting scheme, maybe? Because it looks
This
like it.
mod, I'll, I'll, I'll let you finish and then get on my rant with mod.
I mean, to me, this looks like it's just an additional painting scheme, and I'm not seeing like opening doors or windows on any of these screenshots. I mean, to me, this is just an extra 19 megabytes. Nothing stands out as to why I should be downloading this as opposed to just using the base game stuff, because it's exactly identical as far as I can tell, besides the one picture that we have, third screenshot where you got the black Massey. That's it. That's the only difference I see is third screenshot, black tractor. This is a hard pass. What's the rant that you're getting ready for there, Will?
Man, why? What? What? Wait. Power Sudamas. I don't. It's not even English. This powers guy. Um, why? Are are you trying to? I don't want to sound mean by saying this, but are you trying to limit people? Is that what this guy's trying to do? Because he took out half of the tire off.
Really?
He took out half the tire options. So all you get is your standard tires, wheel weights, wide tires, and that's it. You don't get rear doors, you don't get front doors, you don't get narrows. So he really took out, and there's two missing tire brands in it. The only thing that's different is it changes color. So he basically made the mod more than what the base game is. So
So what you're saying is, you're clicking that download button right now, right?
oh, absolutely not.
Hard pass.
This is gonna be a very hard.
Moving on, we got the Lizard AM Transport Cattle. This is by the is it Diablo? I think that's the Diablo. 2.77 megabytes to download, and we've got a price point of $78,000. With this, we can hold 56 cows, 64 pigs, 108 sheep, 38 horses for some silly reason, and 322 chickens. The reason I say for some silly reason is I don't think we have a single pen or pasture that can hold anything more than 16 horses.
Correct.
So why? I mean, 56 cows. That's a ton of cows for one trailer to hold. 64 pigs. Seems a little low to me. 108 sheep. Again, seems a little low. If you're able to hold 56 cows in this thing, those seem very low. And then 322 chickens. Now, I love that this holds chickens. I wish it was standard that every single animal transport trailer held chickens. I wish it was a standard option. I don't like that modders have to come in and make it as an additional kind of piece to their equipment for the animal transports. $78,000 is the price point. So let's take a look at our starting equipment. Animal transport, aha. Really, the closest one we're going to have is the Wilson Trailer Silver Star, $125,000 to buy, and that only holds 12 cows, 36 pigs, and 38 sheep. So right off the bat, you're talking about, what is that? Nearly a $50,000 savings between the mod here versus the base game So that's big savings, big savings. But then with the mod, you're getting, what is that? 12, 24, 36, 48. You're talking nearly 5 times the amount of storage for cows. Nearly 5 times. You're getting nearly double the amount of pigs. You're getting nearly 3-ish times more sheep. The base game doesn't hold horses, 38 of them for some silly reason. And the base game doesn't hold chickens, 322. So overall, for 3 megabytes to download, I cannot click that download button fast enough or hard enough. If I could, I would click through the table and start bearing my way through China. That's how much I want to download this. What do you have to say there, Will?
Well, I do like it. I think it is good. And there's actually one animal pasture on the mod hub. I forgot which one it is. But um uh I I would use this if it was branded. Like once again, Blizzard, like I said, and like I said previously, is that I tend not to use stuff that's Blizzard branded. There are some things that I will make an exception for. But I will stick because Mac Trucker brought out an animal pack that will also do chickens. And that has the Wilson cattle trailer in it. So I'll stick with my Wilson.
Gotcha. All right, next one we have is the Fent Weight. This is by FMT Bean and is 0.82 megabytes to download, $1,500 to buy. It's a weight, it's branded with Fent. Moving on, what do you have to say, Will?
Yep. Well, it's just a weight that says Fent on it. Real quick. I don't think I finished my statement from the last one about the horse, but there's
Oh,
one
my
on the
bad.
mod hub that will hold 32 horses, even though we can't have more than 16. So
Weird.
yeah. All right, moving on.
Moving on. Old Greenhouse Chicken Coop. This is by Veteran Modding and is 2.94 megabytes to download, $18,000 to buy, and will hold 330 chickens. I love this. I love it. I think this is really cool. Just kind of taking an old greenhouse and repurposing it for a chicken coop. I think that's really cool. And you're talking for 330 chickens, 18 grand. I mean, super cheap, a lot of chickens, all fine and dandy. Now, taking a look at our base game, let's see. Animals. Ooh, helps if I'm on the right screen. Chickens everywhere, but there we go. Okay. So the base game will hold, let's see, we got the Horman chicken coop, 360 chickens for $79,000. So this mod will hold 30 less chickens, but it is ballparking the math here, talking almost 60K cheaper for the mod as opposed to this. Download this one. Absolutely download it all day, all night. Not only is it just a kind of nice and interesting style of a chicken coop, but it's going to save you tons and tons of money. Again, I'm clicking that download button right now. Will, what do you have to say about this one?
Well, I will definitely say I actually like this. I do actually like this mod. I think it's pretty unique because it's like it's kind of like a my earpiece is popping out of my ear. Um, the uh, it's kind of like a role play aspect almost because it. So, for example, like let's just say if you have a greenhouse put down, just like this one, and then like real life, like let's say you're done with it, you don't want to, you can gut the entire thing and make it a chicken coop. This is what that kind of reminds me of. And I think going like based off of like a role play aspect, you can place out a greenhouse, and like later on down the series, it's like, oh, I want to get chickens now. Done with greenhouses. You can place this down instead of the greenhouse. Be like, we turned it into a chicken coop. I don't know. I just think it's
And see, what I also like about it is that after the summer's done, you can have some rotisserie chicken after everything's done.
ugh,
I mean, you're basically making a little glass oven here. I mean, just saying.
that is very true.
Anyways, moving on. That was the last new
That's
one
it.
for that day, but we do have a couple updates to cover. So that was what, the 18th. We got Nordkirchen was updated, and that was, let's see, version 1.2, and that included a whole bunch. So remove cutter effect.xml.back. We got grass and field grass can now be harvested with the forage harvester mower. The following productions can now be sold without disappearing: the BGA, silo, cement factory, and dairy. Adjusted clip distance for several objects. Fix the standard warning foliage lot 1 mesh meadow grass and field grass. Added translations for the following languages: BG, CZ, DK, ES, FI, HR, HU, IT, JP, KO, NL, NO, NL, NO, PL, PT, RO, RU, SE, SK, TR, ZH. Adjusted animal feeding, adjusted animal barns, added 32 ground angles, added Giants Patch 1.11 changes, added spelt flour and rye flour to the bakery, added spelt and rye to the grain mill, added own productions, fertilizer, seed, lime, feed productions, water disposal, separator, and composter, added gameplay hints to the starting menu, adjusted mission vehicles, stone missions have been added, greenhouse adapted, adaptation to patch 1.14, and Highlands Fishing DLC sales station. And that's it. I mean, it's a big update. And I like the integration of the productions, the fertilizer, seed, lime, feed productions, water disposal, separator, and composter. Yeah, this is a big update, and I liked it. I liked it. It's a nice, solid map, too. It's a good looking map. So, yeah, all in all, this is a new one. And, yeah, you have anything to add to that one, Will?
Not really, no.
And that's it. That's the end of the mods. Do you have a favorite for the 18th?
Yeah, it's gonna be the K-Site Steiger Series 2025.
And I'm gonna go ahead and double down on that one, as well as the Lizard AM Transport Cattle. Those are the two that I like the most. I can't pick between the two of them. I like the Case Steigers because, like I said, I'm a Steiger fan. I like the case. And the Lizard AM Transport Trailer just because, I mean, it does everything. It's the Swiss Army knife of transport trailers, and not only is it, capable of doing all the individual animals in game, but does them to a great capacity as well. So I like it. Like I said, that is it for all of the mods. I mean, yeah, that was it. A lot of updates this past week. So what do you say? You want to get into some news?
Yeah. Come on, phone, stop being dumb. All right. Stop. Yeah, all
Are you okay over there?
right. No, my phone keeps freezing on me.
Do you need me to read it or?
No, I got it now.
Ah, are you sure?
2 days, 2 days, 3 days, 3 days, 3 days. Okay. I'm just making sure I'm not losing my mind.
I mean, all things are
Let's see.
possible.
That is very true. So the first one would be from custom modding, because All the rest of them were just like the updates and mods. So the very first one was for custom modding. Um, he said in the upcoming days, at least 5 mods are, um, uh, at least five more mods are in the queue. So the Lockwood 608 air cut planter already in testing. The Case IH TigerMate 255 field cultivator already in testing. The Landau 845 AG Halal series. The John Deere C850 air cart and P576 air hoe drill, and the John Deere S700 series combine release PC version. So
Nice.
more question. So there's a lot of stuff coming from custom modding. So next one is we from Squizzle Squiggles. Love that name.
Squiggles. What?
What?
Go ahead. Just go ahead.
Says not the usual mod. Pod for all platforms, and it's already been submitted. It's dynamic deco animals. You want to turn your farm into a zoo? Every animal has like its own like sound effects, basically.
Um, where do I begin?
This is the kind of mod where I say, this is not Zoo Tycoon. This is Farming Simulator.
Here's the thing. On one hand, if these animals had animations to them to be able to kind of bring them to life kind of thing, outside of just there being sound effects, then I could see this kind of being kind of cool. And the only reason I say that is because it could just be a nice little deco pack that you just kind of make a zoo with. Now, the one thing I will say is all of these are fine, except for this little guy over here. The saber-toothed tiger that is in here has been long since extinct for a long time. I don't understand why that's in there compared to everything else that's in this pack. I don't get it. And then this part makes even less sense to me. Like, strapping them down on the trailer. Like, who's going to call PETA first? I mean, this is a mod that has literally just broken my brain. I've been sitting here the whole time. The moment that this came up on my screen, just sitting here rubbing my forehead, trying to come up with what it is I'm going to say about this, and I am just at an absolute loss with this one.
I can tell you right now, I will not be installing it.
I will not. I will not. Like I said, it would be interesting if these were animated. Like you could actually see them moving around, even walking around. Like if that was within the capabilities, I could see this being interesting because you could at bare minimum develop a quote unquote zoo for story features and stuff like that. But if these are stationary animals and all they have are sound effects to them, then I mean there couldn't be anything that I could say tonight that would be a harder of a pass than these. I mean,
Right.
And again, no disrespect to the modder. You know, every single modder can make whatever it is they want to make and do whatever it is they want to do. And I fully support them in being able to do that. Put out whatever you want. But this, like I said, is going to be one that I do not install. I just will not install this one, unfortunately. And I like Squiggles mods. Like a lot, I like them a lot. This one just absolutely breaks my brain because this is just so far outside of anything. Like we normally will say, "Oh, well, this is farming simulator. This isn't X simulator or whatever." We will say that for things like the police cars, fire trucks. At least that can have a purpose within game. The cars and stuff like that, again, can have a purpose in game. If this is just a deco, if this is literally just like this, the giraffe is just sitting there looking off into the distance kind of thing, and it sits there and makes whatever giraffe sound makes. Again, I'm stammering. Like, I'm just so befuddled with this one. I'm just such at a loss. And again, who's calling PETA first? Are you going to call them? Because this is clear animal abuse. Strapping a giraffe, an elephant, a rhino, and a polar bear to the back of a semi-truck and just saying, "Hey, animals, good luck." Now, my brain hurts. What is that when the blood vessel in your brain just goes and just kind of pops? What is that called? The embolism?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure that's what just happened to me. I'm just saying, like this broke me. This just broke my brain. Real quick, Ken said there's a new way of transporting zoo animals, LOL. Yes, 100%. Also said, thought this was farm sim, not zoo sim. That's what we're saying. Dead Calm, how you doing tonight? Hope you're having a fantastic night so far. It says orcas are next. if we strap orcas to a back of a semi, I am calling PETA at that point. Aneurysm. Thank you, Dead Calm. Yes, an aneurysm. I'm having an aneurysm right now. That's like this broke me. This broke my brain. Can we move on to the next one before I just sit here and spend the rest of the night just talking about this mod, this upcoming mod?
Yeah, I wasn't even gonna share that at first, but I'm like, this is ridiculous. I have to share it. Oh my.
And see,
All right,
I'm sorry. I said I wanted to move on, but I just saw something. I've got to read that out loud. These animals are dynamic objects, not animated, and serve as a visual and audio decoration, each featuring custom sounds effects for added immersions. So these are literally just going to stare off and like these are a downgrade from the NPCs that we got in base game.
Yep.
Oh, this hurts my brain. My brain hurts.
All right.
Moving on.
This one's from Custom Modding. This is submitted to Mod Hub, which we already went over. He says we'll probably even have more later this week, and he says 8R question mark. So their next mod that they're gonna be working on is their 8R series pack from FS22.
Now, see, I think you missed something.
What did I miss?
At the very beginning there, I show that Oxygen David put out something for Wickham Park.
Oh, that was going to be next on the list.
Okay.
Because for some reason, that's showing 5 days, and this one's showing 4 days. So I don't know why.
I will enhance my calm then.
So that's from Oxygen David. He said Oak Tree Farm. This is just another farm. This is the last of the smaller farms on Whipcomb Park Farm. Situated at the center of the map, farm bends history and progress. The original older yard marked by a single majestic oak tree. It kind of gives me vibes of lone oak with that lone oak tree. Um, uh, stands along stands alongside newer developments. So this it looks incredible.
That picture with the kind of bridge going across the whatever body of water that is, that looks incredible.
Yeah.
That looks insane. Now, this was not the one I was talking about though. So this is something different. There's at the top of the page, there was one for yesterday at 9:05 a.m. from Oxygen David. It says, "Welcome to Wickham Plow, sorry. The perfect spot to unwind with a cold beer after a long day at the farm. The interior has been designed with your favorite role play series in mind, setting the stage for countless adventures. Coming soon, the main farm updates featuring exciting new additions that the fans have been requesting for years. I can't wait to see it with you." And here's some pictures.
Yeah, the first one, the reason that one wasn't popping up as that day, so I have no idea.
So I'm just going to point this out. We have mods where we get a house, right? And
Yeah.
they don't have an interior. This map has a bar with an interior.
Yeah.
This is insane. This is absolutely insane.
You know, and so someone in the comments said the LeBron James of map making.
Michael Jordan.
Can't wait for it. Yeah, he's estimating beginning between the beginning and mid of next year the map will be coming out.
Nice.
Let's see here. That's going to be another from Squiggles. This is a candy cane fence submitted for all platforms. Now this I can see.
This I can 100% see. This one I'm totally 150 bazillion percent behind. Like more of this, less of the first.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Year 2 season pass announcement.
What?
Now, the bonus that you get when you pre-order this, which you can also buy it separately for $2, which honestly it should have been free to begin with, is the JCB WFT, world's fastest tractor. BDD and I already were talking about this before the stream, and a modder should have made this, not Giants.
More than that, this should be called the JCB WTF. I'm sorry. This one, why? Seriously, this is a car in tractor form. That's all this is. Yeah. This is a car with a lot of horsepower to it that looks like a tractor. There's going to be no practical purpose for it in game other than it just, hey, here's a thing that can go 150 miles an hour on the screen. Yeah. I don't get it. This one perturbed me. This one actually got me a little bit fired up.
Sure. In the first quarter, we have seeds that follow. Seeds that follow. Tinfoil hat here, people.
Don't make me. Hey, you know what? I'll get that clip again. Don't make me insert it into this.
Okay. Uh, yeah. Um, seeds that follow. Wouldn't like seeds that follow? Wouldn't that be like almost kind of like grass? Like where you put the seeds in, it grows and then it grows back again.
I have no idea. Like year one, like I'm not gonna say it was obvious, but there was like a lot of like very leading information. And I think what also kind of did it in too was the symbols and pictures that they used. These are like just generic padlocks kind of thing. So there's nothing to really kind of base anything off of for this other than the
Yeah.
title kind of thing. Seeds that follow, I mean, we could be getting a whole like like seeding line, like cedars, like a new brand of cedars kind of thing, for all I know.
I mean, I mean, we could also be getting like stuff that we already have in game, kind of like more John Deere stuff, more case
Maybe.
stuff.
Yeah.
You know. Uh, and then the second quarter from Steel Shades, Life Fades In. This completely threw me for a loop. I'm like, huh?
Now, from Steel
See,
Shades, Life Fades In. I mean, maybe a new brand of semi truck?
somebody came up with a very interesting theory on this one. From Steel Shades, a building, life fades in. They someone thinks that maybe we'll actually get factories we can go inside of,
Hmm.
which I thought was a
Maybe?
very interesting theory.
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly
And I'm like,
possible.
I don't know. See, I, see, like the year one season pass, like like the like the stars align. That's the Mercedes Benz
Yep.
logo. That's their motto. Um, and like plains and prairies. Okay, you basically called it what it is. Plains and prairies. You know, it's like I feel like the year one season pass gave more hints to what it could be. This like seeds that follow that could be anything, but it could be like any kind of like groundwork. And then from Steel Shades, Life Fades In, that could be anything. Like, like I'm not kidding you. I spent an entire day trying to figure this one out.
Yeah.
Even I don't know, and I'm the FS encyclopedia, and yet I don't even, you know. So, uh, let's see here. And then of course, as you realize, there's nothing for the third quarter. So I'm pretty sure that we're getting a third party DLC, which I think is going to be pumps and hoses. Um, then got the fourth quarter. Just dive
Or
into a new
or
map.
or maybe along with pumps and hoses? What if they add like the whole like manure system base game?
Oh, I mean, that could be a thing. I know that Wobster and all them were trying to work together to get it beat game or get it in the game. So who knows?
Well, see, here's my conspiracy theory on that. You mentioned this earlier before we started the stream, and it was one of those where it kind of triggered my brain to think about it. But that would be a mod, like the manure system that ought to be out by now. You would think it would be out by now. We're almost
It would
like,
be out.
huh?
I said it would have been out by.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like it would have been, should have, or would have been out by now. We're over a year into the game, kind of thing, and it's still not out for PC. I'm wondering if it's being suppressed so that it can be the third quarter DLC, like you're saying.
Maybe.
That's my guess.
Um, but I can tell you that the first quarter, if you look back in the year one season pass, it came out about March, so we'll probably start hearing about it in February.
Yep.
Um, which will be here before you know it. I mean, it's already almost the end of November. Um, the the second quarter. So yeah, the March, April, so June. You're looking at June for that one. And then if we do have a third party DLC, then you're looking at about September for that one. And then you have dive into a new map, which is a new expansion. Which to me, this looks either Mediterranean or Italian, like from like Italy.
I don't know, to be honest with you, because I'm seeing palm trees.
There
Does
are palm trees.
there's
There
what?
are also palm trees. There's in parts of Italy. There are there are palm trees, and then there's also palm trees in like the Mediterranean, like Greece, almost.
I mean, it's possible. I I've never been, so I don't know. I was not aware of there being palm trees in the Mediterranean. So that's my ignorance. So it's I mean that kind of design, like the buildings and stuff, that does look to be kind of kind of Mediterranean style based on what I have seen or like from videos and stuff. So yeah, perhaps. I mean, maybe Southern Italian, Greece, like you said.
I mean, because if, if you think about it, every game from FS19 till now, we've always had a New American. We've always had a European map. But the European map is always based off of somewhere. Like in FS19, it was Germany. Um, in FS22, it was based off of France. I can tell you, French map. Um, in 25, we had Hoots and Pants High, which is I guess, Chinese map. No, not no, no, not what did we? I have
It's
no
some
idea.
kind of Asian map.
Yeah, Asian map. We'll put it that way. Um, the um, and of course, if you think about through the DLCs, um, in in 19, we had Elegrad, which was the Alpine. Um, for FS22, for the year one, um, we had Silver Run, which was an upstate uh, American style forestry map. And then with the year two season pass, we had Zelonka, forest style map. Now, if you look back, now if you look here, we have Zelonka based game. Now with the year one season pass, we got Kinglag, which is a Scottish map, Scottish UK based map. Um, this one, I personally am thinking Mediterranean because French is also France, which France is in Italy. So it's I personally think that this is a Mediterranean expansion that we're getting. That's just my personal opinion.
Now, hear me out on this one. A lot of really popular maps back in FS22 were Italian maps, and
Yeah.
specifically dealing with rice in Italy.
Mhm.
Rice is new to FS25. What if they're leaning into that?
Or vineyards,
Yeah, maybe.
because vineyards is huge in on Italian maps, especially
Mm-hmm.
in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
They're huge out there.
And you
I
can
mean,
see, I mean, you can see, look in the background there, you got the kind of clearing between the two mountain ranges, not mountain ranges, but kind of, we'll just call them mountains for sake of arguments, but that looks like water to me in the background,
mhm.
like open water. I mean, yeah,
See, someone stated that it could be a South American,
I was thinking that originally too.
which I can't see that. I mean, I understand that it's an be based on. So, because if you think about the year one season pass, the expansion, that photo that we got, it was based on of what we had, which was
Mm-hmm.
Scottish UK. So whatever this picture is, it's going to be based on that,
Yeah,
whatever it is. So I personally say maybe Italian map. I know someone says it like a Greece map. I know somebody said like somewhere in the Mediterranean. I know someone said South American, even though it doesn't ring South American. So I'm like, I guess we'll have to wait and find out, but that's not gonna be till the end of next year.
yeah. So real quick, gonna catch up with the chat here. We got Swim Shady. How's it going, Swim? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says seeds that follow maybe crop rotation. That's a good guess.
I
Because
never thought about that.
isn't a field that's left empty for a season called a follow
Yes,
or follow or fallow? FA or FO?
I think it's follow.
Hmm. That's, you know what, Swim. That's a good point there. See, Ultra Gamer says old style Mexico. Maybe
Ooh,
that maybe could be like a rural Mexico.
maybe.
Yeah. Swim says Japan in regards to Hutan Pantai.
Oh,
Let's see.
thank you.
Also says hey to Ultra. We got Ultra says hey there to Swim. Ultra also says we don't need more of that. Swim also says my guess is Tunisia, North Africa. Well, now I've just got to look that up. Tunisia, North Africa. This I gotta see. I've never even heard of Tunisia. Images. Hmm. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, I mean, we could sit here until we're blue in the face and guessing what this could
Yeah,
be. I mean, because this is one of those where there's enough ambiguity in this to where I mean we see the palm trees and it's like my immediate thought was okay maybe somewhere in South America. That was my initial thought was South America. But then the houses don't seem to add up. But then kind of the exposed like the structures closest to our perspective, you know, those seem interesting. Those kind of stand out to me. And then you got the kind of like hillside village kind of thing. I mean, again, I mean, I'm not familiar with, you know, too much of South America. That just doesn't seem South America ish to me.
No.
And then you said, more kind of a Mediterranean. No, that kind of adds up with the kind of style of homes kind of thing. That would add up and make sense. But again, that kind of the palm tree, that kind of stood out to me. But as you said, there's palm trees in the Mediterranean. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about the Mediterranean to know that whether this would be that or somewhere else, or yeah, there's, like I said,
See,
we can go until we're blue in the face.
see, I think it's funny because like the style that it is, um, with like the hilliness and everything, it brings like an Italian from like a yeah, like an Italian kind of um, preference. But with the style of the housing is definitely more Greece. So I honestly have no idea. So it's see, I like when they do this with season passes because it makes you intrigued and you're like, what are we gonna get?
Mm-hmm.
Unlike then, you're just automatically like, oh, I can figure this out instantly. That uh, so it's I'm actually very intrigued to see what we're gonna get. So,
Yeah,
but
there's so many different things that we can, kind of extrapolate from these, and like Swim Shady was saying there, in regards to seed that follow. That's a really good point about crop rotations and stuff like that. That would be a huge addition to the game, in my opinion. That would
oh yeah.
be like next level kind of stuff.
Well, I know that like I also know that like a lot of players have been asking for crop rotation to be in the game, including myself. I know a lot of people were asking for like alfalfa, like maize corn, not just corn, to be in the game. Uh, Also, another one that also came to my thought process when we brought up um, the crop rotation is row crop. Uh, Seeds that follow. Now, I might be mad for saying this, which I probably am,
Mad, mad, I tell
but
you, mad.
um, seeds that follow. So like, let's just say if you like okay, so let's just say if you have like grass, right? If you have grass seed in the ground and you mow it, you let it grow, you mow it, and then by the time you're like, you know what, we'll mow it one more time, and then we'll put corn in the ground. Do you remember back in FS22 when I forgot what modder it was, but there was a modder that actually brought out like row crop, like an full row crop, like
Mm-hmm.
where it actually went with the rows and it planted like in the grass. Like you could still see like the grass or the stubble of wheat in there. And, like it wasn't like how it is.
Yes, I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah. Seasons that follow. Yeah, it could be crop rotation, but if you already have something in the ground, like let's just say if you have wheat that you already harvested and you have to get something in the ground, like corn, seeds that follow, you just plant corn in there and you can actually see the rows and actually have them come up in the rows instead of it being like the direct drill texture that they have. Like I said, I might be mad for saying that, but
Yeah, it's so many possibilities. So many things that these could be. That's
mhm,
honestly that's what's exciting about these is that like we said earlier, the season one you were able to make some pretty good guesses based on the symbols that they used and based on the titles that they gave. These ones are
yeah,
ambiguous enough to where there's so many different things that these could be based off of.
mhm.
But that
Alrighty.
that JCB WTF, I'm mm, 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 mm.
Move on. Just throw it in the garbage and move on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the very last thing we actually have is from the Roughneck Mountain crew. So the Roughneck Mountain crew gathered and analyzed nearly 400 comments from our Facebook community outreach post. The goal is to capture an accurate representation of how players feel about Farming Simulator 25. What aspects they enjoy, and which features or changes would they most want moving forward. um, and they're just hoping that Giants will see this. Um, and basically, they go from like most popular community requests. Um, uh, then you have like top requested improvements. So you have improved physics, blogs, pals, tension belts, trailers, vehicle handling, um, deeper, more realistic animal system, including breeding, bulls, grazing, and meat production. Uh, like true farming realism, such as irrigation system, crop rotation, weather/soil impact, better modding support, faster approvals, cleaner feedback, more DLC features unlocked, newer style content, equipment, trucks, implements, and maps, better optimization across PC and console, stability, FPS, server performance, uh, longer game cycles with expansions instead of a new game releases every 2 to 3 years. Um, improve AI helpers for realistic fieldwork and uh, pathing, more more im- immersive, immersive world building, active NPCs, realistic traffic, more building customizations. Mm, I agree with a lot of
So
them.
I agree with a lot of them too, but there's so many things on here that'll never get done. It'll never happen.
Right.
And like improve physics, logs, pallets, tension belts, trailers, vehicle handling. That'd be amazing. Would love to see that. Deeper, more realistic animal systems. Breeding will never happen. Will never happen
Right.
because again, rated E for everyone. So they're not going to sit there and, really do a deep dive into, when you get a boy cow and a girl cow together, these are what happens kind of thing. They're not going to go too deep
Right.
into that kind of stuff. Same thing with meat production. They're not going to go into that. I'm pretty sure that they've said that many times that meat production's not going to be a thing. Because again, people don't want to deal with the realities of what farming comes with.
Unless if they ended up making it M for mature, which I don't think will ever happen, but they might have to if the community keeps on acting like the way it is.
Yeah, which even that, I honestly don't see that happening. I really don't. I don't see them changing the E for everyone because they want the game to appeal to as many people as possible. Regardless of the kind of entailments that brings along with it. I just don't see it happening. And then you got the true farming realism, such as irrigation systems, crop rotations, weather, soil impacts. I would love to see those added in game. The irrigation systems, that would be okay, but the crop rotation, I think, is a absolute must. I severely miss the FS19 seasons where that was a part of it. And then weather and soil impacts, again, would love to see that. I think 25 started touching on this stuff with the weather events and the tornadoes and stuff like that. I think they started touching on it, and that's the whole. There are going to be things as a farmer that's outside of your control, and there's going to be negative ramifications. It's not just going to be I can put I can put seeds in and get product out year in, year out, no change whatsoever, other than my ability or inability to get the jobs done, kind of thing. So yeah, having that being impactful, uh, you know, modding support. That yes, yes, just yes. Newer content, I mean, they're giving us new stuff all the time. So that one
Mhm.
kind of seems weird to me personally. Um, we get new stuff all the time. Equipment, trucks, implements, maps. That's what the mod hub's for.
Well, see, what I think they're coming from that is like more brand, not like lizard.
Yeah,
So
I'm sure a lot of that's also impacted based on the agreements that they come up with. Because I'm sure there's plenty of brands out there
mhm.
that require them to pay money or require them to do X, Y, or Z for them that they're going to not be willing to do unless they're going to start charging us additional money, for the game itself or for the updates or for whatever. Like, I'm sure that the big brands like Case, John Deere, all that stuff. Now, this is just speculation. I don't know this for sure, but I'm sure they charge them for this kind of stuff. I'm sure they charge them for the brands, for the name recognition, all that kind of stuff.
they do.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's
and
one of those
and
like,
and I know
go ahead.
what's up.
I was gonna say it'd be nice to get more brands in game, but I highly doubt that Giants is going to be like, okay, random Italian brand, we're going to pay you X amount of money for your brand that is going to bring 2 trailers to the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be like those more obscure, you know, uh, brand names that are maybe out there. They are probably also wanting to charge, and it's just not going to be feasible or worth the investment into them for the product that we're going to get out of it. So I think that's part of the reason why we have the brands that we have is obviously John Deere, Case, all these bigger brand names. Yeah, they're going to go after those brand names because they are the top dogs of the farming industry.
Mhm.
But once you
Like
start getting out of those main brands, if you've got those people who are going to want to charge or whatever, then it's not going to be worth it.
like um like what I want to touch on is more DLC features unlocked. Like uh like back in FS22 with the Kubota DLC, we got passenger support and it was required. So when they brought it out to any modder so they can use it, it required the Kubota DLC. When that came over to FS25, it was base game. Modders could still use it in 22, but it was the DLC was required. Now as for like the platinum, um, the platinum edition, uh, with the containers, that was locked. Like no one got access to that until it came to FS25, and then modders got whatever they wanted to use for that. Uh, like in what was it, um, like in FS25 with the plains and prairies, um, like Ford. I know a lot of modders have already tried to get Ford things out, but no, because they got licensing for that DLC specifically. Um, Now if it comes to the next game, will they be able to do Ford? Who knows? Um, Now for like the Plains and Prairie, or not Plains and Prairie, the Mercedes Benz DLC. Originally everything was locked, but it brought a feature that I know a lot of people wanted: cameras. So now, and then when the next patch came out, they brought it out so modders would be able to use it, but it required the Mercedes Benz truck pack. So now modders can actually make the cameras functional, which to me just blows my mind. Like I'm like, this is awesome because if you do everything in cap, having those cameras gives you more of immersion, you know. Um, and we're and I guarantee you, when it comes to the next game, that will be base game. So
Yeah. One other thing I wanted to touch on with the things that'll never happen is the one I have highlighted here. Longer game cycles with expansion instead of new game release every 2 to 3 years will never, ever, ever, ever happen. That is just business 101. The reason why we get a game every couple of years is because it's the latest and greatest. Think about your phone. They put out a new phone every single year because there's people out there that have to have the latest and greatest. There are players out there who can be like, you know what, I have to have the latest and greatest, and that's what all these companies bank on. That request
yeah,
there will never, I mark my words, ever happen. Is having
yeah.
longer game cycles. And to be honest with you, it's shocking that Farming Simulator has or really any game has a 2 to 3 year cycle to it. Because they want to put out the latest and greatest. Because there's going to be players out there. Look at EA. EA is a perfect example in regards to their like sports games. A new game comes out every single year. Every year. I'll speak to hockey because that's the one I played for the longest time, for many, many years. Every year, new hockey game would come out. It was the same as that game. The same as that game. It was basically a roster update.
Yeah.
I mean, but people like me would go out and buy it every single year, knowing it was going to be just a roster update. There may be one or two small enhancements here and there that would make it somewhat different. But this is just a fact of life. This is a fact of gaming culture and life right now. Is these manufacturers are going to put out a product every couple of years or every year that is going to generate the buzz, that's going to generate the income. Farming Simulator is taking the path of we're going to put out a game and put out content throughout the year, highlighted by an expansion, put out content for another year, highlighted by an expansion. And then we'll focus on the next iteration. Like I said, this will never go away. As long as there's a Farm Sim franchise, this is the model they're going to stick with.
Well, it's kind of like the next one. Improve AI helpers for more realistic field work and pathing. In FS25, this game, they added in GPS, which was big for all platforms.
Yep.
Does it still need work? Yes. Will it ever be perfect? No. See, I think even adding GPS into the base game was huge, especially for console players.
For sure.
Now, I know because the next consoles are supposed to be come out next year, by the end of next year, going into 2027. Um, they're basically gonna be a PC. That's what the Xbox is gonna be. It's basically like a smaller PC. Um, and people are like, we want 4x maps, 4x maps. The new gen consoles will be able to, like, even the newer systems now can withstand 4x, but the newer systems will be able to handle 4x maps like it's nothing.
Yeah.
So my best guess is probably within the next game, which I've already got, which someone already like hooted at me, basically stating that we will most likely get 4X Maps base game next game, which I think would be fantastic. So, like the next one, more immersive world building, active NPCs, realistic traffic, and more building customizations. Active NPCs. Like, like now, do they mean like people working in the fields, like NPCs, or like people like we're walking around, or like people that we could talk to, like we have in FS25? Realistic traffic. That one I could see, like people actually will stop at stop signs. Um, like in FS25 we have traffic light, which will actually stop at traffic light and they'll go. You know, but I think actually having them stop at stop signs and like not actually passing somebody a double solid line. Like can they make it happen? Yes, because they've already basically implemented. I mean, traffic will really pass you instead of you holding up an entire line like in 22. Now in 25, the traffic will just pass you. So, um, more building customizations. See, this one I'm on defense. I think the customization becomes fine. What I would love to see is have almost every building as a constructible. Like
Yeah.
you have the option either you can place it down the way it is, or you can place it down and build it up over time because that's what real farmers do. I mean, if you're a real farmer, you're just not going to go to like Home Depot and be like, I want to buy this building. There it is. You know? So,
Yep. Yep.
so
Yeah. No, it's one of those like active NPCs that's kind of ambiguous as to what it is that they're referring to there. And really, there's a lot of this list that's kind of ambiguous, and that's kind of the nature of what this list is, which is fine. Realistic traffic, I mean, it has improved significantly. I would see it being very, very, very difficult to implement like stopping at stop signs and all that kind of stuff because what you're going to run into is kind of the similar issues that we run into on certain maps where there's those traffic jams that happen where you get somebody who, oh, I'm going to make my left hand turn now. Oh, I just cut off a semi truck and now they're locked in place. They're not moving anybody because they registers obstructions everywhere around them, kind of thing.
right.
So that's only going to be made exponentially harder if you don't have a consistent speed and path of these vehicles to work through, kind of thing. So if you're
Right.
having, stop signs where they're having to pause at point A and they're going all the way down to point B, which is on the other side of the map, kind of thing, there's going to be that kind of ability for those kind of things to break, kind of thing, and those traffic jams to occur
Yeah.
more, kind of thing. So that one I can see being nice but hard to implement. And yeah, building customizations. Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see that being nice, but I think what you were saying would be even better would be the actual being able to build and construct most, if not all, the buildings, kind of thing, as an option, kind of thing.
Yeah. Um, the next one is most frequent positive praises. Despite criticism, players also highlighted aspects that they enjoy. Graphical improvements and the updated lighting slash weather systems. I definitely have to say that their lighting, their graphics, and the weather system is way better than it was in 22.
Yep.
Like, hands down. Next one is new equipment models, especially modern tractors and harvesters. Like if you go in cab into a newer vehicle, the amount of level of detail that you see is incredible.
100%. Yeah.
Now, yeah, like down to like the buttons, you know. Now, one thing that I personally would love to see base game, which I highly doubt it'll ever come, but is manual. I would love to see that come base game.
I'm sorry, you
That
broke
will
up there. Is what now?
manual attached.
Yep. Yep. That'd be nice.
So let's see here. Next one is expanded build mode and more detailed placeable. I mean, I think everything we have now is pretty highly detailed. You know, um, an expanded build mode. Like, I don't know where else you'd go with that. Uh, improvements in some vehicle audio and cabin detail. Uh, the fishing and hunting concepts, even if many want deeper execution. Um, and the potential of FS25, many expressed excitement if future updates expand on more systems. What do you think?
So again, going back to the fishing and hunting, fishing I think is about the most we'll ever see in regards to the whole having animals used as a product kind of thing, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. I think that's about it. And really, it's such a like a razor thin way that they have it lined up. Because again, the E for everyone is what really hinders them from actually getting deeper into fishing as a actual food source or things along those lines.
Right.
And you think about it in game, all you're doing is you're fishing, you're catching them, and then you're selling them. But you're not going into like an actual like detail amount of what it is you're selling them for. There is the quote unquote fish market, sell point kind of area, but that's for your like farmed fish kind of thing. That's not for you to actually utilize what you're catching as like for your sales kind of thing. Hunting, I will never happen. Again, I'll put my stamp on that one. It'll never happen. As long as it's E for everyone, hunting will not be a concept in game. And again, the reason being is the same reason that we don't have, slaughtering in base game is because it will not get past the E for everyone. It will force them to upgrade their rating to something else. And they don't want to. They do not want to because they want it to be as open as possible to every single player out there. So the E for everyone, I don't ever think that's going away. And thus we're not going to get those in-depth kind of mods or those not mods, those in-depth kind of base game features. You might see them as like a third-party mod kind of thing. You might get like the slaughterhouse as a something you can download off a King's mod or some kind of third-party site kind of thing, but you won't see that as something that'll ever be hosted on the mod hub or ever be hosted by Giants themselves. It will not happen.
Correct. And then the last section, most common suggestions for future direction. Broad themes suggested where players want the franchise to go. Focus future updates on simulation depth over cosmetic content. What do you think about that?
So this is kind of a 6 of one, half dozen the other. The reason I say that is Giants has to run a balance. They have to run a balance. And the reason that is because they want the simulation there to where people who are actual everyday farmers can come out and actually see that this is a game that's like portraying what it is they do in real life. But they can only go so far into the simulation, the depth of it, because then once you get too deep, you basically cull out the average everyday person. and you create the bar too high for them to want to learn what it is that your game is. So if you start getting into such depth as to, oh, well, this machine will only plant this crop during this time at this depth, at this range, at this temperature, at this thing, at that, like you put in so much of the quote unquote simulation, you force out the everyday player. So although these things as a simulation would be nice, it would be nice as us who are dedicated players for this franchise to see that level of depth increase. Again, I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't see it because again, they're doing this balancing act of we want to appeal to the people who are the franchise lovers, the people who have a deep passion for farming and for everything that farming brings for us. But then they also want to make it to where the average everyday person off the street could be like, ooh, farming simulator, let me give this a try. And if that average everyday person cannot just come on and plow out a field or plant their seed, whatever, they're going to lose interest and turn it off in a heartbeat. And what will happen is the franchise will die. Because just like anything that you do, anything that you build, especially in business, you start out with your core base of people. And what you have to do as a business is continue to get new people in there to inject new life into the product, kind of thing, and get the next generation and the next group of people and the next person after that interested in it. And it continues to build interest and love and excitement for what it is that you're doing. And if you build up a wall that prevents new people from getting in while only catering to the players who are going to go into those depths and understand what's happening, kind of thing, you eventually choke off the lifeblood that is being injected into the series, and thus it will kill the series. It will destroy the game.
So the next one, release fewer new game versions, and instead build FS25 into a long-term platform. It's kind of like what you were saying before. It would never happen.
Yeah, exactly. It'll never happen. This one, again, you have a higher likelihood of seeing a unicorn in a pink tutu rather than seeing this come to fruition. And I understand, again, I get where people are coming from with this. It's good in theory to do this. It is terrible in business practice. And again, as I covered before, the reason that a company will not do this is because there's going to be those players who are going to get that, okay, the new one's out there, let me buy it right now. And it's going to inject new life and new vigor into the game. There's only a certain amount of people out there who are going to be like myself, like Will, who are going to start with a franchise like FS25. We'll use FS25 as an example. Be there day one and continuously be engaged with the product for 3, 4, 5, 6 years down the line, kind of thing.
Yeah.
We are the anomaly. We are the abnormal in that regard. What you're going to see most oftentimes is people pick up the controller, play it for a week, and then put it down. They'll put it down for a month, maybe 2 months, 3 months, maybe pick it back up, kind of thing, later on down the line, kind of thing. Maybe. If this sounds like something like, hey, I'm the kind of person that I'm gonna pick this game up and I'm gonna play it day in, day out, kind of thing. Again, you are in the minority on that one. The average everyday person is only gonna be, periodically playing it at best. Periodically playing it, maybe picking it up for a week, 2, 3 weeks at a time, and then putting it down for several months because they're gonna be playing other games. They're going to be doing other things, kind of thing. So again, having a long-term platform like this, it's just not going to happen. It just won't.
Right, exactly. Let's see here. Next one. Uh, uh, Prioritize systems that increase realism, challenge, and immersion, not mini game style DLGs.
Again, like I was saying before, in regards to the kind of balancing act of realism, challenges, and immersions, again, for long-term players, people like us who are there day in, day out playing this game and are going to return to it constantly, this sounds amazing.
Yes.
But to a company like Giants, this isn't going to happen. You might get certain aspects here and there where the immersion gets, or the realism gets kind of cranked up just a smidgen here or a smidgen there, kind of thing.
Right.
But again, you got to like realize that there's going to be a balancing act that Giants has to, not wants to, has to. Because if they don't, if they go in one direction or the other, too heavy in any direction, they lose players. Think about it. If they go too heavy into the immersion, so heavy into the immersion, so heavy into the realism that they build the wall up, and now new players cannot get into the game because they are not easy. There's no easy way of accessing it because it's so immersive, it's so in depth, it's so challenging that the average everyday person is just going to say, you know what, this is way too much for me to want to invest the time in learning, kind of thing.
Right.
And then crank it the other way. Say, okay, we're not going to make this immersive. We're not going to make this a simulator at all. This is just going to be farm title game only. Well, then players like us are going to get turned off. And now they're long-term based. Their long-term players are like, you know what? I'm just going to go play a different game, kind of thing.
Right.
It's going to be a balancing act, and that's all you can ever expect from any game manufacturer ever.
Right.
Is they have to be appealing enough to everyday people while still having a solid enough game to have their core fans.
Exactly. You know, it's like Giants try to make everybody happy, but the realism is can't make everybody. So, let's see here. Expand the partnership with modders and creators who many believe make FS thrive.
So this one, 100% agree with this. 100% agree. Now, there's only going to be so much that Giants can do to do this. Now, the one thing that I would implement, let's say I was king for a day kind of thing at Giants, and I said I was able to come up with the things that they could do. And here's the thing is, I might be throwing something out there that may already exist, but having a clear, uniformed process from start to finish.
Right.
Having that all laid out for anybody and everybody to be able to see. You be able to be somebody at Giants and say, okay, modder A. This is how you put in, let's say, your plow. Let's just say use a plow. This is how you develop it. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. Once that kind of roadmap is placed through, then it's very clearly laid out at Giants internal that they'll say, okay, QA person A, QA person B, QA person C, there's going to be no difference in their processing of a mod. One thing I have heard, from doing the farm sim talking to other modders and all that stuff, is that you can get QA person A and they find problem with this part of the code, that part of the code, this part of the code, kind of thing. Then it gets to QA person B, and none of those issues exist. And I've even heard that it could be a dialect issue. And what I mean by that is, apparently, I just heard this recently, where there's certain dialects within Germany. Like think of India and their caste system. You know, you've got your upper crust elites kind of thing, and you've got your kind of lower down peasants kind of thing.
Right.
Each one of them has their own way of speaking kind of thing. You even hear this over in England kind of thing, is that you have different accents over in England.
Right.
And depending on the accent is kind of dependent on where it is that they grew up and the kind of societal placement that they have kind of thing.
Right.
So what I've heard, and again, this is just what I've heard, this isn't something that is verified or anything like that, is that if you write your code in a specific way that doesn't reflect the dialect properly, then QA person fails it. But QA person B, who spoke that dialect or grew up with that dialect, would pass it, kind of thing.
Right.
So my suggestion, my way of being would be that doesn't exist. QA person B needs to be, or QA person A needs to be no different than QA person B, and this is the steps that everybody must follow. Having a complete, you know, circling of the wagons and making it to where every single person, because that just creates abrasion right there. Having different standards, different issues that can come up with different individuals who are queuing the mods, that's a problem. That should not happen. So having that being more uniform would help out a lot. Then you have the, you know, again, just having it clear as to what is going to constitute a failure, what is going to constitute a pass, all those kind of things. And it wouldn't take much. It wouldn't take a lot for these kind of, you know, roadmaps to be developed and be sent out to the community as a whole, kind of thing. And once those things are all mapped out, once those, I mean, this is a business, again, this is especially big business 101, and I work for a big corporation kind of thing. So this is something that I do constantly, is come out with SOPs and, all these different kind of roadmaps and all this stuff. Like, this is all very common, and I wouldn't expect a smaller company such as this to go out and know these kind of things. These are all kind of things that happen once you kind of get really big into the corporate world, where these kind of standardizations of effort happen, kind of thing. So, and that's what I feel like needs to happen with Giants, and that would create less abrasions, having a clear understanding of how to go about doing things. And yeah, long story short, I don't disagree with this, but there's going to be some issues that happen, just growing pains as general.
Let's see here. We got second to last. You got continue investing in engine improvements, physics systems, and world interaction.
I agree.
But I 100% agree with that. It's always good to update your engine. And last one, provide more interactive living environments with consequences, seasons, and dynamic conditions.
Yeah, again, I don't disagree with this. Again, you're going to run into that whole realism versus, the everyday man kind of thing. But the one thing Giants does that helps mitigate a lot of that is making things selectable. I can turn this on, I can turn that off, I can do this, that, and the other, and do this kind of a la carte kind of approach. That helps a lot to alleviate a lot of the issues that you have with what we've been saying here tonight in regards to these kind of, consequences and realism and all that kind of stuff. That kind of bridges that gap kind of thing, is that, hey, if I'm playing and I'm just starting out wanting to just plant a field kind of thing and see my crop grow, well, then I can turn seasons off, I can turn consequences off, I can do this, that, and the other. That makes it to where I'm able to understand and learn what it is I need to do to learn that process without dealing with the ramifications is going to upset me and turn me away from what it is the game is. And then I can start turning those things on slowly as I grow, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
again, there's that balance. There's such a fine balance that needs to be taken. And Giants is in a really bad spot because there's a very clear dividing line, a very clear one. There's people like Will and I, and a lot of people here tonight who watch the show, who are like the diehard fans that want to see things realistic, that want that kind of like immersion kind of thing into the world of farming. And that's a very valid point to have. And then again, on the flip side of that same coin are the newbies that we keep talking about. And Giants has to find that line between how do I, keep the door open to everybody without, tipping the scales too far in one direction or the other. So that's the problem. That's the problem. And a lot of people will say, if they're like from the news side of things, and they're like, oh, why is, just for example, why is Giants so stupid? They made such a game that I can't learn and I can't just play the game, kind of thing. And then us players who are more experienced are gonna be like, oh my goodness, Giants is so stupid because they can't do X, Y, and Z, and we can't get the immersion, we can't get the we can't get the butchers, we can't get the this, and we can't get the that because we open the door to everybody and da 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 da. Like there's that again, it's not the most desirable position to be in as a company, because you have to do things a certain way or else you lose your business.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's it. That's all it was. I just think it's entertaining because it's like so many people want things. Giants do listen and they do what they can for players. And people are like, Giants never listen. They never do this. Yeah, they do. And they do what they can. But you also have to remember too, Giants, they don't work for you. You have to remember that. So they put in the game. It's kind of like otters. Giants do accept feedback. They do take requests. They listen to everybody. Like people want a GPS for ever since 19. Wasn't 19, wasn't it 22 after Square Vacuum one? Because what we get GPS. People want a camera system. We now have it. People want a passionate support. We got the game. Giants do listen and things do get implemented, but it just takes time. But so many people, I guarantee that you would agree with me on this, that people want it when they want it.
Well, and that's just the age of the internet. I mean, ever since the internet's been, a thing, people have lost patience. Like they don't understand, like things don't just happen now at a snap of a finger kind of thing. And I'm certainly not saying everybody's like that. No, it's just as a kind of general statement. Like people, patience has long since been something that has been in the kind of modern understanding for people. And because of the internet. I mean, plain and simple. Ever since the internet, we've had this kind of instant gratification, the now. I mean, I can go on my phone right now and I can place an order and have it show up at my house tomorrow, kind of thing. Tomorrow morning, it'd be at my front door. I don't have to leave anywhere. I don't have to do anything. Just click a couple buttons and boom. That's what the internet has done. And that's kind of by extension what everybody expects people to be able to do in regards to like Giants or in regards to all this stuff. They expect, oh, well, I want to give my feedback and thus have my feedback enacted upon immediately, kind of thing. It's just that kind of internet mentality.
I mean, and I guarantee you people will probably disagree with me. people probably agree with me on this, but common sense for a huge chunk of the world is in the past. You still have people who have it. Like me, BDD. I guarantee there's a lot of people in this world, like my wife. We all have common sense, but you have a huge select of people that don't. And for people who are impatient, people with no common sense, people who only want what they want when they want it. Those are the people that ruin games for people, especially FS.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that not only has the internet made it to where like instant gratification has been a thing, but it also pointed out that the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And it's one of those where that's probably one of the worst things that the internet has brought about is that people think that if they shriek hard enough, if they yell, scream, wail, and gnash their teeth enough, that that's going to get them what they want, kind of thing. And unfortunately, businesses in particular have been more than accommodating to try and alleviate that because they don't want that bad name of theirs to get out and be like, oh, well, we're not being responsive to what people are trying to tell us, kind of thing. But there is only so much that any business can do. I mean, period. It just, every single business is like that. They're afraid of the ramifications of the blowback, from those squeaky wheels. But at the same time, it's one of those, they can't just, snap their fingers and then boom, the thing's here. I mean, the think about it. Every single time that, and this isn't every single time, but a good chunk of the time when Giants puts something out, we'll use that as an example. Something breaks, something on the back end breaks, kind of thing. And that happens everywhere. Everywhere that happens. It's not just a Giants thing, that's literally anything. But
Yeah,
that's why they go by a scheduled kind of release plan kind of thing, is that they're starting out from scratch or they're starting out with the concept of whatever it is they want to expand upon, and then they're going through and they're QAing and they're doing all the stuff that they have to do, and then it goes out into the actual game itself, kind of thing.
exactly.
Well, what happens is that there's only so much they can QA, there's only so much that they can do, and then after they push it out, now the product's out there, and that's when people start seeing all these issues or kind of thing. But then they have to turn around, backtrack to fill up the issue. That's why they don't do things at ad hoc. This is with months upon months upon months of planning and creating and trying to fill in the breaks kind of thing before it gets to us. Now imagine if they were to do like an ad hoc system where all of a sudden they're like, oh hey, person A just said that they want this, and that they just go off and run off and do it, kind of thing. Imagine what's going to break, what's going to be destroyed if they were
Right.
just go by, oh hey, person A said this, let me go and work on that and get it out into the game right now,
Right.
kind of thing.
Exactly.
Then that's gonna really start messing with things very quickly.
And that's why they have something called patches. And that's why they have they fix a lot of bugs that they can't at once when they done. Plus also modding, scripting, coding, doing everything they do for new stuff. And then they able that, then they got to test it and everything else. So a lot of people are like, well, Giants are just lazy. Giants are this. Giants are that. I had someone message me and ask me, how come we barely got any mods? Oh, how come modders this? How come modders like? And I told him, like, listen, do you want this mod inside the game? He says, yes, I would love this mod. I'm like, then go learn how to mod and put it in the game because modders don't take mod requests. He replied back to me, he goes, well, there's no reason to be mean. Not going to use the word that he used, uh, but he's like, why? He goes, there's no reason to be mean. I'm like, yes, there is. I'm like, because I'm getting tired of it. Like, people are criticizing modders, they're criticizing Giants for stuff they're doing for free. Like free content updates. Free. We don't pay for it. Giants can easily say, okay, this next content update is going to cost you $30. Do they do that? No. Modders, they do things for free, except if it's like a third-party DLC. But which sometimes can be free. But it's just one of those things where people, I'm not telling you what to do. BDD is not telling you what to do, but have more patience. It will make the game a lot more fun than what it is. Like me and BDD, you're gonna be very surprised from this one. I have not played Farm Sim in almost a month now, except just to hop on and get mine.
Wow.
The last time I played was a month ago, and that was for like maybe 2 hours. Because I'm too bombarded with answering people who all they want is what they want when they want it. And it took the fun out of the game for me. And I'm trying to get back into it, but it's just one of those things, you know, that people like that are making the game not fun anymore.
Well, yeah, I mean, look at all the modders out there who basically hang up their hat because of all the people who sit there and snipe away at them to do X, do Y, do better, do worse, or whatever. I mean, whatever it is that they're saying. I mean, we talked about it last week in regards to Roughneck modding, as a matter of fact, in their post. I mean, it's one of those like I said, and I called it. I called it 2 weeks ago. Said, you're going to get it to where these modders are not going to start, they're going to start shutting down their social medias and are not going to say a word except to say it's now out. That's all they'll say. They're not going to tell you what they're working on. They're not going to do anything along those. And that's best case scenario. As best case scenario is that these modders are just going to go radio silent. Best case. Worst case scenario, they're going to pull all their stuff from the mod hub. They're just going to not put anything on the mod hub anymore. Again, better, like worst case scenario, but still better than the worst case is that they just start posting it on third-party platforms, whether it's itch.io or whatever the case may be. That's the better of the worst case scenarios. But then the worst case scenario, what's that?
I said, and the worst part about it is I've seen modders do this. Like Sid Modding. He has pulled all of his mods from the mod hub. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
And players demanded an upgrade from him. And he said, no, I don't have to give you an explanation. So.
Well, and then the worst case scenario, the absolute worst, the modders just say, forget it. I'm done.
Yep. Like
that's worst case. That's worst case scenario. Yeah. Is that they're just like, you know what? It's not worth my time. I don't get paid to do this. Why am I going to bother? So it's one of those. It's one of those kind of a crummy situation at the end of the day, because like I was saying earlier, Giants runs a thin line between, realism and accessibility.
Yeah.
We, as the players of the game, run a real thin line too. Of, yeah, we want our stuff out. We want the stuff out so we can enjoy the deeper aspects of the game. But we're not producing it. We're not the people making it. But the biggest problem, in my opinion, is not the internet. It's not the, instant gratification complex, things like that. The biggest problem is the anonymity. The not knowing who individuals are, and thus being able to lash out because we don't know who people are. And what I mean by that is, think about it when you're a kid growing up in school, right? And you got picked on, or somebody else picked on you. very oftentimes they did that because they didn't know anything about you. They don't know who you are as a
Right.
person. They don't know, they don't care. That
Right.
anonymity, that disconnect between us and the other individuals is what creates the ability to very easily dehumanize and pick on somebody else.
Exactly.
So, because of that, and because the way the internet works is that person A can reach out to modder A and be like, well, you're stupid because you said this and it's not this. And modder A is like, I don't, not only do I not deserve this, but I don't like get anything out of this besides the enjoyment of seeing people interact with my stuff.
Right. Oh
And
no. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
oh, I was just, and it's just one of those like, because there's that disconnect, because people don't know who people are, it creates the perfect storm of being able to get people to just sniping at one another, to sit there and be like, oh, well, you know, like it's just all that. People need a lesson in humanity and understanding that
Yes.
people are people, whether they're separated by a screen or not.
Exactly. You know, and I know I've said it before. I'm gonna say it again. A lot of modders now. It's exactly like what BDD stated. A lot of modders are still releasing stuff for all platforms, but they're not going to tell you until it's released. Like prime example. Like I'm gonna use this guy for prime example. Um, 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 Sucha's modding. Prime example. He used to post everything on Facebook. And I would share literally everything. But do you know what he does now? He posts everything. Exactly what LR modding. He posts everything behind a paid wall. You know, and if you're not part of the Patreon, then you're not going to get anything. And so access means I can't share it with
You're sounding very
you.
distant there, bud. You're like coming in and out.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yep, that's better.
Okay. Sorry, I was walking through the hallway.
Gotcha.
Um, the a lot of monitors will put things through paid wall behind a paid wall, like Patreon, like what LR modding. And the only way you can find out things is if they post anything at all, or when they say this has been released, like what this body does. He used to post everything. He barely posts anything anymore. It's all behind a paid wall, and it sucks because for people like me who love doing this, I have a blast doing. I have a blast news. Not post the news if
Oh, you still there, bud? Uh-oh. Will, did you walk away from your internet?
can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. Sorry, I was taking trash out to the dumpster real quick.
Ah, that's what.
So, but yeah. So I mean, and people who don't do this, and people who are patient and wait for things and love news, this has nothing to do with you. But for the people on the opposite end of the stick, continue what you're doing, and my news will no longer be a thing because I won't be able to share it. So I'll just keep that in mind.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but I certainly can't afford to sit there and subscribe to everybody's Patreon to to fund the news. Just saying. Just saying.
I can't either. I can't either. It's a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who are doing really good stuff, and it's just like I said, need to show a little humanity. Need to figure out that hey, we can't just treat everybody like a doormat.
You know, Bree came up with the funniest thing ever, and she was like, "You know what? I think you should subscribe to everyone's Patreon that you share news for." And I was like, "Why is that?" She goes, "Because when you do that, figure out how much it is a month, and then figure out who's complaining and charge them the exact same amount every single person." I'm like, it doesn't work that way. Like, I'd be rich.
Yeah, right. Real quick, I'm gonna read out the chat here real quick because I've been kind of falling behind on it. So we got Ultra Gamer says, we all know it's not going to be American regarding the map from season 2 pass. Says I just want a Florida map. You know what? A Florida map would be cool. I would be down with that. Well, hopefully one day we'll get one from the Mod Hub. Let's see. Good one would be like up kind of like mid Florida there in the Ocala-ish area. A lot of horse farms out there. Lots of horse farms out there. Let's see. Also says, I feel the more you make it real, the fun factor will suffer. And that's it. That's exactly what we were saying for a while is you tweak that knob in any direction. You know, you make it too realistic, the fun factor is going to go down because it's only going to appeal to the people who want to play ultra realistic. You tweak it too far into the fun factor kind of thing, whether it's like less realism, less simulation kind of feel, well, then the people who want the realism are going to suffer and they're going to walk away. So, also says 19 was out for 4 years, but now Giants doesn't have the other company to back them. So now games are every 2 to 3 years. Yeah. And that's it is not only is it just them not having the other company to kind of back them kind of thing. It's just one of those where that's just a very, very typical gaming cycle. You know, unless you're into like sports, like the sports are like yearly kind of thing, because again, your sports are, you know, one season for, you know, the year kind of thing. So they're going to re-up the cycle with basically the way the sport is kind of thing. But game franchises, 2-3 years is like 3 years is ancient for anything to do with electronics. I mean, ancient to do with electronics. Yeah. So the fact that we have games that'll last 2-3 years, that's actually kind of a good thing. You know, but much beyond that, you know, you go 2-3 years in electronics of any sort, like you're talking like so far outdated that now we have to like really make some big jumps and leaps in order for it to feel hot and fresh kind of thing. And again, if you don't have that's the other thing that I really didn't touch on when I was talking earlier about this, is that when you have these game iterations kind of thing, the other reason why they do every couple of year cycles kind of thing is that that's when when the player base expects them, not wants them, expects them to be able to come out with something that's so big, fresh, and revolutionary that they'll pay the $60, $70, $80 for the new game kind of thing. Because let's put it to you this way. If FS25 was just a reskin of 22, would anybody bought it? There might have been the initial there might have been the initial wave of people who've been like, oh yeah, you know, I bought it because it's the newest thing. I've got to buy it because it's the newest thing. Yeah. But then the word would have gotten out that no, FS25 is exactly like FS22. People would have just stopped buying it. it would have their sales would have been up the first like month or so, and then plummeted like a stone after that. Because the word would have gotten out that it's just the same as that game. I might as well stick with 22, kind of thing. So that's also why, as they go through that cycle, is that it builds out enough time for them to come up with the ideas, to come up with things that can work, that will work, what might not work, but would be nice to have as a kind of goal, like a stretch goal kind of thing. So in the world of business, you come up with, basically 3 separate things that you shoot for when it comes to your product kind of thing. You come up with immediate needs, things that we must complete in order for it to function. You have your stretch goals, which are the things that we'd like to get done, but we'll see if time will allow it, kind of thing. And then you have your things that are the must-haves, but at a later date, kind of thing. So that's what those game cycles are for. Those 2-3 year gaps is to come up with those. I must have this for next year, or I must have this for next cycle. The stretch goals are basically like the DLCs. It'd be nice to have it. If we have it, we get it. That's great. And then the immediate needs, the things that must happen now, those are the patches. Those are the patches. That's how it's working. So, let's see. Ultra also says, people just got lazy, that's all. 100%. 100%. No disagreements. Farmer Groot says, hey BDD, ask Will if he can talk to Celebuki and see if he can update his grain complex to accept the new crops on the G map, Canada map. Oh, Neanderthal. And he says, LOL, JK. No, again, I don't blame you. I don't blame you for wanting to ask that. And if people would do more asking than demanding, that's the issue. Is people aren't asking, they're demanding. They're saying, do this, make this, go do that. And that's where people are getting upset. That's where the modding community are getting upset, is that they're being demanded upon. I don't think any modder out there would be upset. I don't think there would be a single person out there if you went to them and say, hey, is this at all possible? Do you think that you could do X, Y, or Z? They might tell you no. They might tell you, no, that's not within my purview, that I don't want to do that, or whatever the case may be. But the thing is people aren't doing that. They're not saying, hey, could you? Would you? People are going, do it now. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm all caught up with the chat.
Yep, that's it.
I tell you what, I have a blast doing this show. I love doing it. It's one of those where it kind of resets myself, allows me to talk about various things that I don't get to talk about throughout the week. The mods and the maps and all that stuff. I get to talk about maps, and that's great. But being able to come on here to be able to just solely talk about, all the things that are happening on the mod hub and what's coming out for us, I love it. Love doing it. And yeah, I hope that we get to continue to do it. But time will tell. Time will tell. Let's see. Farmer Groot says, I agree. Some people are so disrespectful towards modders that make great mods. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's 100% accurate there, bud. I mean, like I said, like Will said, just need to go with the flow. Go with the flow. Get on that lazy river and just kick back and relax. That's all you can do.
Oh, also real quick, Also, a massive shout out to Ike's fan modding. He finally got his new PC 2 days ago.
Ooh.
And he said that it's a much upgraded PC than what he has, so he's gonna start making better mods. So he says, stay tuned.
I'm sorry. Time out. I'm gonna flag in the play. Personal foul. Did you say Icus? Because he got a computer, is going to make better mods?
No, so he had a computer and his computer went, so then he upgraded to a way more powerful PC, and he said that he's gonna make better and he's gonna make more and better mods. But I don't know how much better he can get.
Well, that's kind of what I was getting at. Is Icus is like putting out like tons of mods. Yeah, the king of placeables, especially on the American side. Like there's not a whole lot better than Icus's mods when it comes to placeables. Just throwing that out there. And a new PC is going to make them faster and better. Like,
well,
hey, 2 thumbs way up.
Well, I know that he's that. Well, I know that he said that his big Barndominion should be released this week. This upcoming week at some point. But yeah, this week is now Monday. So.
Very nice. I love it. But I think we're at the end of our show here tonight.
Yep.
I hope everybody enjoyed it. I know I sure did. Will, I want to thank you so much for co-hosting as always. Had a ball with you.
As always.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us here tonight for AgriBusiness Tonight on the 23rd, now the 24th of November. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please show us by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things. The algorithms enjoy you doing. The shows you're engaged with this channel, enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.
Fire it up, it's that hard cause grind. BDD and WillT dropping knowledge every time. From the mods to the maps, from the brands to the tools. If it's FS talk, you know they breaking all the rules. We talk giants, we talk gears, we talk that horsepower. Late night mod drops, we got that creative power. From interviews with legends to spotlighting the new, we bring that FS fire straight from the crew to two. Living life behind the wheel with a digital twist. Ain't no button we don't press, no trend we ever miss. Updates, leaks, and future plans. We got the inside scoop, no chance for scams. This is AgriBusiness, cranking up your farm life. From the field to the feed line, under LEDs and skylights. Mods, maps, machines, they cover it all. Porches, kings of the farming game, standing tall. Way of thinking, talking shop while that diesel's drinking. From tractors to combines, dirt roads to drones, they